In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
You're damn right it's the C3 Panthers Podcast, but more importantly, it's the Friday Free-For-All. The show for you, by you, Panther fans. That's what today is for. If you want to jump in the chat room and talk to me and the guys about some Carolina Panthers, you can absolutely do that. The link to join the show, join the Streamyard, is in the description box down below. But gentlemen, hit the like, hit the subscribe if you have not done so already. If anything, because the Carolina Panthers are 3-0, baby. Let's fucking go. Keep pounding. We're pumped. Glad to see you all here. I'm joined by my Friday Free-For-All cohorts for essentially every single show that we've done. Nick Montiero, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, Cody? It's Friday. I'm getting ready to go on vacation, man. We are 3-0, but, man, it cost us a lot, you know, and I'm here to break it down with you guys and the best fans out there.
Absolutely, man. Dude, we're going to have a fucking awesome show today. So much to talk about, man. A big-time primetime matchup. You know, we're 3-0, but, dude, it didn't come without its consequences. Once again, I'm joined by my man, Kevin Boshoven. Kevin, what's going on, bro? Did you recover from that late-night cat call?
Yeah, I was just about to say I'm recovering from a nice little hangover, you know, being at work too. Didn't really help much, but, you know, whatever. I'm here, alive.
Got you, man. Got you. And 89 J Stubbs, what's going on with you, bro? Hey, can you hear me? I'll wait till he gets a little bit going. All right, so guys, without any further ado, let's just jump into it, man. I want to jump right into this because the Carolina Panthers are 3-0, but like I alluded to before, it did not come without consequences. Right now, the Carolina Panthers are foreseeably for the next couple of weeks without Christian McCaffrey due to what appears to be a hamstring tear. He has not yet been put on to IR, but it's looking like that could potentially happen. They're trying to keep him off of the IR for the time being. And then Jaycee Horn is another really big loss on this team. And it appears as though Jaycee Horn has broken some metatarsals in his foot, and he doesn't really know when he's going to be back. He's deciding whether or not he wants to have surgery on the foot, which, again, here's another Panthers controversy about whether or not to get a foot surgery. Not like we haven't had to deal with any of this before. But, yeah, man, so as always, I'm going to welcome some people into the show before we get ahead and start talking about this. My man, Justin, hey, let me see. We're getting some feedback coming from your microphone, bro. Hang on one sec. All right, let me bring back in Nick Montiero. What's going on, bro?
You're on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Sorry, I might be in and out a couple of times before I get everything perfect. So,
No, you're cool. Hey, I believe this is Mark Lewin. Mark, what's up, dude?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
What's up, Mark?
Dude, I'm happy you could come hang out with us, man. Hey, man, that's what the Friday Free-For-All is all about, for everybody to come on here and chat. Let me try 89 J Stubbs one more time. J Stubbs, you there?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you good.
Perfect, man. What's up, everybody?
Dude,
What's
man,
up, man?
Happy to have you here, man. Happy you could join us. Listen, man, let's jump into it. I'm just going to throw out this question, and whoever wants to get in on this, go ahead and feel free, man. Just do it. What is a bigger loss to this football team right now? Is it Christian McCaffrey or Jaycee Horn?
Jaycee Horn.
Yeah, because I'm currently thinking right now that Jaycee Horn is indeed a bigger loss, especially when this defense is absolutely purring. But on top of that, and we'll kind of talk about this too, this is a whole nother topic kind of in and of itself. But I feel like even Christian McCaffrey going down could potentially be a blessing in disguise for us, because it's really going to force Joe Brady and Sam Darnold to get other players involved downfield, like we saw what happened last night in the third and fourth quarter, spreading the ball around, getting Tommy Tremble involved, more Terrace Marshall Jr. Tell me what, whoever wants to jump in on this, and tell me why. Who is the bigger loss for this Carolina Panthers team right now, Christian McCaffrey or Jaycee Horn?
JC 100%, man. That defense, it was gelling. They were humming. They were going to have a awesome game, man. And right before he got injured, he was really turning it on. You know, he was right there on a couple of big plays within the last drive or two of him being injured. You know, before that, he really didn't get many looks. And when he did, he was on top of shit, man. I am sold that he was the best choice for us. And I hope that he has a speedy recovery. I'm hoping that he's back in time, that if we do end up making it into the playoffs, he's right there. He'll be fresh, and he'll be good to go, man. Because we need him in this backfield if we're going to make any serious push into the playoffs.
I read somewhere like 2 or 3 months at best.
Yeah, I'm also hearing 2 or 3 months. And listen, the reason why, and I already kind of laid it out, that I think Jaycee Horn is a bigger loss to this football team, because so much of, I feel, our front seven's ability to pressure the quarterback is because we're able to lock people down on the outside. Dante Jackson and Jaycee Horn have just been absolutely balling out, and that rewards our defense for being aggressive and pinning their ears back and really getting after the quarterback. And I feel now, we might have AJ Bouye coming back, but AJ Bouye, we were intending to put him in the nickel corner spot. So now, now that we have no Jaycee Horn, it's potentially a possibility that they could move Bouye outside and have him be across from Dante Jackson. Like, now our options are a little more limited. And quite frankly, if I'm being honest, it couldn't come at a worse time too, because listen, I know none of us want to give any props to the Cowboys, but dude, this Cowboys offense,
the receivers,
they have a ton of weapons to be able to stretch the field. Dak Prescott has done a good job of delivering the ball, spreading the football around, and I really do think that that's going to have an impact on this defense, which as of right now is putting up historic numbers.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with I'm very happy with the numbers that the defense is putting up. Like, this defense has me super excited, man. You know, and I've been excited for this defense the last 2 years, but they've really taken it up another notch this offseason, you know. But, dude, losing JC, that hurts, man. That absolutely hurts. And I honestly have to question this coaching staff for not sitting some of these key players last week against the Saints. You know, when we were up by a substantial amount, do you really need Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick in there in the last drive or two of the game?
Yeah,
do you really need to be giving Christian McCaffrey the ball whenever we're already up 2 scores and it's in the fourth quarter? Let the guys sit out the rest of the game, and if it looks like it's starting to get tight, then throw all your starters back in.
That might be one of the biggest blessings, is him being out. They can understand to limit his touches.
Yeah, definitely. And spread the ball throughout the field.
Yeah. I think JC's injury is way more impactful. CMC going down for a few weeks could actually be a blessing in disguise. JC going down right now, and I think the last reports were that him and his family were considering whether or not to get season-ending surgery.
Yeah.
If he gets surgery and he's out for the remainder of this year, when he comes back, he's essentially still a rookie. So, like, for his career, his growth, like, that sucks way more than it seems. Like, CMC's injury, that's what, soft tissue? He gonna come back in a few weeks, man.
And it happened, like, during our easy schedule. So he might be coming back when we really, really need him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, like you were saying, this will give the chance to Sam for him to test all of our other weapons to see how they're going to do against better defenses.
Get some Chuba time.
Plus, we'll really see how bad this O-line is with Christian McCaffrey not being in there and
We
blocking.
already know the line. So CMC was masking how poor of a job the line was doing, opening up holes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Cody. You've been harping on this since the draft. Like maybe sooner. I say after the draft. Being that Daly came from USC, he's a Gamecock. I was rooting for him. I was hoping he got out there and he balled.
Yeah.
At this point, you were not about to sit here and tell me that Christensen and Blastoise would not be better options at the guard positions.
I'm telling you, man.
If talent-wise or skill-wise, they're on par and the line is still trash, those dudes will be getting valuable experience and they can build off that. When you say Christensen's name, when you say what is it? I know his last name is Brown. We call him the Blastoise.
Deontay Brown.
Yeah.
When you say Deontay Brown, when you say Christensen's name, there's hope attached to that. There's no hope attached to Elfline. There's no hope attached to Scott. There's no hope. At least not for me. And like I said, it hurts to say it, but there's not nearly as much hope attached to Daly's name anymore.
No.
That line got blown up in the middle when that back home.
Go ahead and put the young dudes out there. They can't be any worse than who's been getting playing time now.
I mean, I wonder if they could be any worse than the 30th rated offensive line in the NFL according to PFF. I mean, like, what are we talking about here? I mean, how much worse could these guys actually be when the guys that you're trotting out there consistently are shitting the bed in pass protection? And listen, y'all, I know a lot of you guys probably watched the show last night and heard me and Tony going back and forth. This right here makes what Sam Darnold is doing even more impressive.
Exactly.
The fact that this offensive line is absolutely dog shit, and Sam Darnold has damn near 3 games in a row where he's put up over 300 passing yards. Like, dude, that's some Russell Wilson, Cam Newton type bullshit. Really, man.
And they're going to end up doing the same thing to Sam that they did to Cam if they don't get that man some damn protection. Like, that shit, like, it's ridiculous, man. Like I said, go ahead and throw the rookies out there. They can't be any worse than what we done seen, man. Like, they might surprise some people. Like, they might get out there and make the offensive line. Can we get to the middle of the pack? Can we get to 18, 16? Yeah. Can we get an old line? Like you said, Sam is doing this with all this pressure in his face. Imagine how Sam might be MVP of the league if he get an offensive line that allows him to
mean, really, bro, you're not even being dramatic right now.
He almost had 300 yards passing against the Jets. He put up over 300 yards passing against the Saints. He put up 300, and I was watching a few ESPN co-hosts, host a few of their shows, and they're like, "Oh, it's the Jets, it's the Saints, and the Saints were banged up." It's okay. We're going into the season. Y'all had it a toss-up that we might lose to the Jets. Going into the Saints game, y'all were saying the Saints were going to beat us. And then the Texans, y'all were doing the same. Like, we can't get no kind of props from y'all. Like, get this man his credit. Like,
they get Tampa their credit. They played soft fucking teams.
Hey, real quick, before we go any further, I want to welcome 2 very special guests to the Friday Free For All. You know them and love them both. First up, QT0, holding it down from the left coast. What's up, baby? Yeah, bro. Hey, man, I'm happy you could join us, man. And look, representing the right coast, longtime C3 contributor, it's Josh from Mass. Josh, what's up, bro?
What up, buddy?
What's going on?
Dude, man, we're just chilling, talking about the Carolina Panthers, man. Hey, real quick, we're getting some background noises. I understand people got some audio coming from their phone. Try and keep your microphone muted until you're ready to talk, so we don't get a bunch of crazy background noises. But please and thanks, and definitely appreciate it. But yeah, let me jump to some people that haven't given their opinions yet. Mark, we haven't heard from you, bro. What do you think is a bigger loss for the Carolina Panthers? Is it Jaycee Horn, or is it Christian McCaffrey not being available on this football team?
Good question. I gotta say, I think it's gonna be Jaycee Horn, like the other guys have mentioned. Everything they've said, I agree with, and also because you got to think that McCaffrey will probably be back in a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying?
True.
2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. And overall, like when you got 3, I think it said 3 broken bones in JC's foot, and that's a little bit rough right there. I'm still waiting for further news. I think we all are about his timetable for recovery. But I mean, he was out there balling. He's been balling since day one. And I think that's the bigger loss because we've been a very defensive focused team. And I think that helps Sam a lot when the defense is able to just continually get those 3 and outs.
Yeah, man, that's a really big point. And I mean, we've yet to see what kind of impact Jaycee Horn, his absence will have on this team. By the way, I'm going to see if I'm correct. Because if you've been listening to me on these podcasts, I've been saying even before we played a preseason game that Jaycee Horn right now is one of the most important parts of our defense. And I've said that, even before he took a snap for us, just because that's how much I loved his film from South Carolina. We're really going to see if that's true or not and what this defense looks like now that it's absent Jaycee Horn. Let me ask you guys this. If Jaycee Horn has to get surgery, but that surgery ends up meaning that he's going to have to be out for the rest of the season, would you want him to get that surgery now just to get it over with? Or are you wanting him to maybe kind of hold off in the event that it gets to be December? Maybe we're going to play Buffalo and he's able to come back just in time before we play Josh Allen. What would you do? And that's to whoever wants to jump in right here.
So if I may go first, I'm saying this with previous seasons past and seeing how this played out for that player a couple years down the line. We did the same thing with Cam. And you see Cam's not in the league right now. For JC's long-term development for his career, the longevity of it, it's better that he go ahead and get that surgery right now. I'd rather have him come back next year 100% and play all 17 games than for him to come back for a portion of this year. And even if we win, it's bro, go ahead and get the surgery. Like I said, we saw it with Cam.
Josh from Mass, let me ask you, man. I'll ask you both of these questions. What's a bigger loss to this football team right now, Christian McCaffrey or Jaycee Horn? And what would you do if you were JC? If he has the potential to come back this year, would you want him to hold off on that surgery? Or are you just like, bro, we've seen this shit with Cam Newton already. Just go ahead and get the surgery and come back good for next year?
Well, I think JC is the bigger loss. Just because, I mean, he's a man-to-man shutdown corner. Those don't just fall out of trees. That's a massive loss in my opinion. I think with AJ Bouye coming back, we can maybe kind of mask that a little bit, but I still think it's the bigger loss, especially because, again, it's been said before, CMC is going to be back relatively soon. And as far as the injury itself and how you treat it, I would, again, I'd lean towards just having the surgery, because if you look like, Greg Olsen, prime example, he broke that foot in non-contact injuries 2, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
Finally got the surgery and they finally fixed it. And then afterwards he's like, yeah, you have the option to try to heal it up, or you can get surgery. And the surgery is good enough for that, where it's one and done. So, I mean, as far as it sucks to say it, because this year is going so well so far.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as long term, I mean, he's a man-to-man corner. He's doing all the running, and he's basically a full-blown athlete. I mean, yeah, for career longevity, get the surgery now. That and the recovery time from that particular surgery, if it's going to be the same as Greg's, isn't even long enough where I don't think he'd miss the whole season. I think the recovery time would be probably about the same as let's just wait and see.
Yeah. Again, not knowing how long the recovery time would be exactly definitely plays into this too. 89 J Stubbs, you still with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Let me get you in on this. We hadn't heard from you yet. What are you thinking about this football team? Who's the bigger loss, and what should Jaycee do about this injury, man?
Well, in terms of long term, of course it's going to be Jaycee. But if you go back and look, we definitely changed the playbook a little bit, and I do agree it is a blessing in disguise. But if you just you take what Christian does as far as receiving and running, but the way he was picking up just the blown protections, I'm curious to see how that was gonna affect us, because you've seen it all season long that he just F-line will let somebody run right up the middle and he would just chip them or cut block them.
Jay, that's a good ass point, man. And I even feel stupid for not even thinking about that sooner. How many plays has Christian saved just being back there in pass protection? Yeah. And we all know that rookie running backs, they do not do well in pass protection. So it's like, now are we going to be depending on Chuba Hubbard to come in and do the same thing? And probably not.
But however, maybe we can. I think one of the biggest mistakes we've done so far is we haven't utilized our speed on the outside. So I would love to see screens to DJ, screens to Robbie, screens to Terrace, even old buddy that does the punt returns. What's his name? Not Erickson, but the other cat.
Bro, what's old buddy's name? Chat, help out. The guy who's returning punts for us.
No. The guy he caught the pass yesterday. That
13.
Zylstra?
No, the other one. He
13?
caught that tight window pass yesterday.
Erickson or Eric something.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then but the answer to the other question, Cody, is go ahead and get the surgery. And dude, he's a rookie, man. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to damage his career going forward, because what if he has the surgery, comes back, and has a Liz Frank injury? You just don't want to see that, man. Get the surgery. And just be done with it, dude, because that's 3 bones. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
There's like, how many bones are in your foot? Like what, 7?
Yeah. Like, how many bones? If you break more than 1 bone in your foot, that's probably one too many. Yeah. So yeah, 100%. Man, dude, you really had a good point with that pass protection thing, man. That's something that I didn't think about.
More Tommy Tremble in the fullback spot.
Yeah, and he got beat so many times yesterday for pass protection.
Yeah.
Well, and again, but like, that guy is a rookie. Why not get him involved now? Yeah, he's going to make some dumb, boneheaded rookie mistakes, but it's like, let's get those out the way. There's no better way than to learn, and no better way to do it than just to go out there and attempt it. Right. You have to get on rhythm somehow. You're not going to really learn doing it any other way. And I wanted to bring this up for you guys to comment on. I've said this on Twitter. You guys may already know where I'm going, but I think our offense has the potential to have a real opportunity here to get more people involved now that Christian McCaffrey is not on the team. So much so that I think it's going to even potentially benefit us not being able to be so dependent on him. Do you guys see this as a good opportunity for Joe Brady to like really expand his playbook in a way that he otherwise wouldn't have?
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like we've been kind of too traditional, just running up the middle just to get him carries, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's actually going to make us see who Sam Darnold really is.
Mm-hmm.
I've said from the beginning that I want to see how he does under pressure, and last night seemed to have been the one time where he's actually been under pressure. While he made some mistakes, I'm not necessarily disappointed with what I saw from him last night. I think the issue lies more on our offensive line than it does Sam Darnold. You know,
Yeah.
imagine where we would be right now and how we would feel right now if us and let's just say the Chiefs traded O-lines.
Oh my God.
You know, how insane would this team be if we had the Chiefs O-line and our defense?
It really makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder.
Line, I'd be calling Super Bowl right now.
We could have traded for the Baltimore tackle. We gave him up enough.
Then we wouldn't have JC.
Yeah, again, then you're not having.
I mean, the Chiefs gave up their what was like the 31st pick. We could have gave up our second maybe, and something else.
I mean, I don't know, but then again, you're talking about not having Terrace Marshall.
Exactly.
So again, a lot of it is just dependent. I want to I showed this to Nick before the show, and by the way, this clip is by Billy Marshall on Twitter. Go ahead and give him a follow. We'll get Billy on the podcast at some point too. But Christian McCaffrey is still in the game at this point, and Sam's read goes from Christian McCaffrey to DJ Moore. But look at what ends up coming open as the play develops. Not only did you get Robbie Anderson open in a window, but now Dan Arnold is screaming open at the top of the screen right here.
And DJ open too.
But yeah, so then but look, then there's pressure in Sam Darnold's face. So he ends up having to scramble to avoid pressure as per usual, gets to the outside, and he throws the ball. He actually throws a decent pass. I think DJ could have came down with that. But the point being here is that there were things open to him. And I feel like if Christian McCaffrey wasn't his first check down, maybe that causes him to go through his progressions a little bit more. And by the way, we saw that very same thing happen last night in the third and fourth quarter. There was some big time third downs where Sam was money, man, staying in the pocket, throwing the football downfield, and really doing what he had to do. So, I mean, again, I would rather have Christian McCaffrey than not have him. But especially knowing how a lot of Panther fans have been critical of Joe Brady and his vanilla play calling, especially in the red zone.
I was in the first half.
Yeah, but now that we don't have Christian McCaffrey in the red zone, like, dude, now this is a perfect opportunity to really see what kind of playbook Joe Brady is going to implement.
I think they should go with what Cleveland's doing with their running backs with Kareem Hunt and what's his name?
I wish we had
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, yeah. More of a balanced running attack, less than McCaffrey's carries.
Did we bring in Duke Johnson today, or we just work him out?
So we worked him out. I'll try and find the tweet that says who all we worked out.
I love to bring him in just to have him.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
Because you know how hamstrings are. Hamstrings, it's going to linger, man, unfortunately.
It could, yeah.
Hey, let me ask y'all this. We brought it up on Tuesday night show last night. And no wrong answers here. Is Christian McCaffrey injury prone?
No. I just think they're just freaks. Freak out.
Yeah, hammies are a freak thing. I mean, I fix commercial laundry equipment for a living, and it involves some heavy. The nature of it involves some heavy lifting because of the weight of some of the parts, and mine gets sore from time to time too. And I'm by no means an athlete. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
There's other injuries were kind of like freak accidents too. It wasn't really.
Yeah. Like you pull a hammy. I mean, there's times where your dog gets out of the house off the leash and you're running after him. If you haven't run in a while, you might pull one right there.
Yeah. So by the way, Joe Person reports that the Panthers have worked out 4 running backs today: Dontrell Hilliard, Ito Smith, Duke Johnson, and BJ Emmons. Of the 4, Johnson has the most on the back of his football card, but the job of replacing Christian McCaffrey remains Chuba Hubbard's. And look, let's be real. We know that's not going to happen. I mean, Chuba Hubbard already is struggling in receiving and catching the football. So he's not going to be able to replace Christian McCaffrey.
They need a pass-catching running back with Chuba.
But I don't think that's a problem. I think this would be a good opportunity to develop him as
very true
a Jonathan Stewart type running back. Like, let's get him the snaps. Let's have him in there and see if
He's
maybe
a
we
rookie too. I mean, people give him a lot of shit.
see if we can organically develop a 1-2 punch, another two-headed monster. Like, why not? Like, what's the worst that could happen? You know, the rookie doesn't quite work out. Well, we've got another one behind him too. So like, let's see what we've got with these two guys, and if we can develop like get one of them going, then what better compliment to McCaffrey, and what better way to justify spelling him, especially at the end of a game where you're trying to just shoot clock, than having a bruiser who can run through a couple of guys. You know, I mean, this is like, again, this is literally an worst case scenario, best case scenario. It's Christian's out for a while, but best case scenario, you get Christian back in the pretty reasonable, short-term future. But you also have the chance to develop some guys who can be the type of player that Christian just isn't, and that's not a knock on him. He's just not a bruiser, and that's okay. He doesn't have to.
Yeah. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's first year wasn't, mind-blowing. So I mean, I don't know why people are so down on Chuba like after 3 games.
I'm dude. Upset with Chuba seemingly tripping over his own feet anytime he gets the damn ball. Now taking that shot at him,
he's impatient.
He did seem to like find his groove because with a better yards per carry than CMC had. So he did seem to find his groove. He might be one of them type of backs, volume type cat.
Yeah.
But,
and that's what I mean is maybe you give him some, he's going to get him some of these first team reps in practice and let him build a rapport with them guys and let him develop in that group of people, because again, we all forget it, and I'm guilty of it myself. We forget that if you're not the number one guy, you don't practice with the ones. You don't.
And another thing, a lot of people probably haven't or probably don't recall when Curtis Burko came into the league. His hands weren't as good as they became. Like, dude bought the Joe's machine, he actually started working on it. So there's room for growth. Chuba could actually develop into a pass-catching running back. But personally, I wish we would have kept Bonifant, because Bonifant watered-down version of CMC. Like
and he had experience in our system. Like, he's gotten touchdowns for us before. He was a better pass catcher, running back. Yeah, when we cut him, that boggled my mind at that time.
I mean, even last year when CMC went down, they started, like, Mike Davis started getting more of the carries. But by the end of the year, it was a running back by committee thing. Like, Davis might start, but carries were being split.
He was slowing down towards the end.
Yeah.
CMC is a talent like none other. If people want to say that his injuries are due to the amount of touches he's getting, CMC could easily be averaging, say, 15 carries a game and somewhere around 5-10 targets in the passing game.
Yeah.
Biggest issue is how they've been utilizing that man. Like, you don't have to give him the ball. Like, for him being on the field, if he's on the field, defenses have to account for him. He should have been a decoy. Like, I'm going to take it back to when I played football in high school. I played with a dude that I think after the second game of the season, he was our punt returner. Teams started kicking the ball short just so he wouldn't be able to return the ball. He was a starting running back. Anytime that he would go into the field, if he motioned, the opposing team's linebackers would run the entire group would motion with him.
They had to.
Our coaches started, okay, so y'all want to do that. They motion him one way and just get a guy running back the other way, and they be out of position. Like, CMC should have been that kind of player, like that decoy. We're going to put him on the field, motion him out. We put him out there as a wideout. You got to put who? If you don't put your best corner on him, you're putting a linebacker on him. That's a mismatch. You can put your best coverage linebacker on him. It's a mismatch. Your best coverage safety. It's a mismatch. And if you do decide to put your number 2 and number 1 corner on him, well, now DJ and Robbie's about to feast. The tight ends are about to feast. CMC doesn't need to get an ass of touch. He doesn't need to get an insane amount of touches for him to be a threat. And then you start you start going to sleep on him. That's when he can, like, in the fourth quarter, I don't comprehend why.
Yeah.
That's what I'm contemplating.
No, dude, you're 100% correct. Him being on the field is a threat in and of itself. And you should use Christian to get other guys open. Then once those other guys get open, Christian McCaffrey's open for a ton of different shit. And even if you try and stop him, you might not. And therefore, that lightens his load. It makes sure that he's healthier going into these games. Let me get some other people involved in this. QT, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah.
Bro, let me I never got your opinion on this, man. What's a bigger loss to the football team? Is it Christian McCaffrey or is it Jaycee Horn?
It's definitely that boy CMC, man. Fucking Bouye about to come up in there, and we was what's that whole shit? Abundance of riches, or what's that little shit saying go? When we had three number one corners, bro. 3 number 1 corners. Now we got 2. And so it's okay. It's really okay. But to compare that to CMC is apples to fucking dog water, dude. I swear to God, we got Chuba Hubbard coming in compared to fucking CMC. Compared to Jaycee Horn's replacement is AJ Bouye, which I don't know why the fuck he wasn't playing yesterday, but whatever, we still won. But dude, CMC is that fucking dude, man. He leads the league in fucking yards before the game. Before we were the first game to have week 3, we were leading. He's leading the league in scrimmage yards. That mean, and he's not even a fucking wide receiver. God damn it. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. That's just kind of retarded. I've been hearing y'all been saying Jaycee Horn more important. It's pretty retarded. I'm sorry to tell y'all. Like, motherfucker, a rookie compared to a seasoned fucking Christian McCaffrey is a seasoned veteran.
Yeah, true, but okay, QT. What we're trying to say is that CMC is not doing a great job of, one, being able to stay healthy, and number 2, it's not just any rookie that we're talking about, man. A lot of our defense's ability to be as savage as it is 100% because we have these lockdown corners that are doing a good job locking shit up, and that includes Jaycee Horn, man. And also, look at what our offense.
I'm sorry, I have to cut you off. Why our defense is doing that is that our fucking rush is on an onslaught every single down, especially when we blitz the 5th person to come down there. If we send 6 people in there, there's a free runner every fucking time. If we send 6 people in, there's one person that has nobody guarding him, that somehow the line doesn't know who to fucking touch because that boy fucking Snow is just that guy. He's that guy. You know what I mean? He really is that fucking guy. And
but CMC is also coming back.
Yeah.
CMC is also coming back eventually.
Exactly. That's what's also amazing too, is that fucking CMC is coming back. Jaycee Horn isn't. You know what I mean? Like, you're talking about what's significant. You know, like, how, dude, we're about to have that boy back, and it's gonna be real. I almost feel like we need to like sit CMC or like barely touch him to really make it far in the playoffs. I feel like, you know, it's just...
Bro, CMC pretty much had an entire season off last year, and he still pulled the handle.
Right. I mean, that's kind of the point that we're making.
That could be part of the reason why.
But hear me out though. Hell was that? Y'all hear me?
Yep. Hey, whoever's got like any type of crazy background noise, do your best to kind of keep that as low as possible. But I mean, yeah, knowing that Christian McCaffrey missed so much time last season, and now he's dealing with something similar, I mean, it doesn't inspire confidence that CMC is going to continue to be able to withhold a 17-game schedule now. It's even more than before.
So here's an unpopular opinion. Should we look and move on from CMC?
No.
Hell no.
Backup. We ain't look for his goddamn backup though. That's what we got to do.
Can we get a center for him?
Hey,
can we get a whole line?
I'd rather us trade Robbie Anderson.
We got hold on. What fuck all this trading bullshit? We got $20,000 in caps. I think 24, bro.
20,000.
We need to go pay somebody real quick. Goddamn.
20,000. That ain't even gonna buy you a Ford Explorer. You got
Exactly,
24 million.
Boy, man,
Yeah,
you know what the fuck I meant. You know what the fuck I meant.
we got the millions, bro. But like, okay, but not. Hey, I'm happy that Justin asked that question because it's like, no, we're not gonna potentially like we're better with Christian McCaffrey than without him. Nobody is denying that. But what we're saying is, it's like, man, if you could get potentially more first round picks for Christian McCaffrey, and you know how replaceable the position is. Hey, I mean, maybe if you're a good GM, I'm not saying you do it necessarily, but I think that you at least listen to those offers and potentially see what you might be able to get from them. I mean, especially if these injuries keep on happening to him, man.
I would
not for this injury.
I would make him like a maybe position transition to a receiver.
Yeah,
more too.
Yeah.
But Cody, I think going back to what you originally asked about the CMC thing is like the dude was just like, first of all, he's in bubble wrap in training camp, which I'm cool with. It's no big deal.
True.
But the dude was just getting IVs like 4 days ago during the game. It's like you're supposed to ease these guys, you know what I'm saying? And I do think the first couple of games they did try to get Chuba in there, but he just can't pick up a blitz and he can't catch. So it's like they freak out because, like you said, we depend on C-Mac, and it's like, well, C-Mac get back in the game. And it's kind of annoying. Like Matt Rule's trying to justify his draft pick for Chuba, and I understand that, but it's like if you can't block or you can't catch in this offense, you're kind of screwed.
Last year we were talking about trading Jackson, and like how much he's balling out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean Dante? Yeah.
Dante Jackson.
Yeah, but how many times are we gonna make the mistake of a dude balling out on a contract year only? You know what I'm saying? And then pay.
So, but Jackson's been like, you've seen out of Jackson what you want to see out of a guy. Like, if I'm the GM of a team, he comes in as a rookie, he has his shortcomings, he works on them, he gets better the next year. Last year he was dealing with the whole turf toe thing, but when he was on the field, he was solid.
Yeah.
This year, still he got better. If a lot of people say that he struggled with making tackles, open field tackles, coming down, helping in the run. He's been doing it. He's been doing his thing. So JC, damn it, Jackson, come on! I want a contract. I'm trying to resign the man because you've seen growth out of him. Like,
okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, but like on your pecking order, I mean, let's be real. Dante's like 6th, and if Sam keeps balling, he might be 7th on the order.
Wait, but is he really 6th considering what he's doing right now? How about this? Listen, and
DJ
I've
Moore,
always how about
Moore,
this?
Brian Burns, you got Sam Darnold, you got Hassan Reddick, who might mess around and lead the league in
We're
sacks.
Darnold for another year.
But
Yeah,
you want to extend him now. You don't want to wait and then pay the man, $10 million more a year to wait.
We're not going to be able to afford to pay everybody this coming season. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it won't.
Because I mean, we got to re-sign Hassan Reddick, and
That's
with
what
how
I'm
he's
saying.
been playing,
We've got to keep this D line together one way
But
or
listen,
another.
can we make a clarification real quick? Like a lot of people are doing this thing where it's like, we kind of compare Dante Jackson to Josh Norman because Josh Norman balled out on the final year of his deal and then went crazy. Look, I'm a huge Josh Norman fan, but let me put a cap on this right quick. Dante Jackson is far more talented than Josh Norman.
Yep, much faster.
I mean, 100%, dude. The guy is faster. He's much more athletic, and that speed has quite literally saved our asses on a bunch of third downs.
Cody,
Dante Jackson is flying around. He's making plays, and then I'll pass the mic to J Stubbs. One of the things that we have to consider is we might have a really good tandem in Dante Jackson and Jaycee Horn.
Mm-hmm.
How many defenses in the past have won Super Bowls on the back of a nightmare defensive backfield, man?
We lost them.
Imagine Dante Jackson, Jaycee Horn, Jeremy Chin. You add another draft to get another free safety in here to ball out.
All right, stop.
All of a sudden, we get that. I know, dude. All of a sudden, we have a squad back there in the backfield.
Picking
All
off
right, Cody,
people.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
So I see what you're saying, bro, but let's keep it a buck. We took a corner 8 overall, right?
Sure.
So that tells you that if Dante was doing, and I think Dante's playing amazing. I hope he gets paid. What I'm saying is, you got Burns coming up in what, 2 years? You got DJ coming up
Next year.
You got DJ coming up. The way Sam's playing, let's keep it a buck. The dude's 24 years old, and he's impressed all of us. That's 3. Hassan Reddick, that's 4. And you know you're gonna have to pay a guard, a center, or a tackle in the offseason, because you can draft one, but we're not keeping we can't have, we're drafting first, and then we're probably gonna trade back. Let's keep it a buck, and then we're drafting third. So I just don't know if I love Dante. If Dante stays cheap, shit, go for it. But
you can franchise him.
Yeah.
Is he gonna play on?
And here's the thing about Dante is I love him. I love his attitude. I love his game. He's not a number 1 corner, so he should be nowhere near number 1 corner money. He's just not.
He might show it this year.
I agree with that. I mean, no, this even if it. So again,
Is
obviously, this is
skill set's not there.
But see, here's the deal: Dante Jackson has the best opportunity to prove himself.
Exactly.
Because now that Jaycee Horn isn't on the field, hey, Dante Jackson is back to being our number 1 corner like he has been the past few years in a row. So we're really going to see what kind of true advancements Dante Jackson has made. But on top of that, man, it's like I want to award that leadership and that progression in what he has done. He has made incredible strides during the course of this offseason, and he's a team captain. So that means the other guys are looking up to this dude like he's a real leader on this football team, man. So,
and Matt Rule speaks highly of him and hasn't cut him.
Nope.
We're definitely not gonna cut him. That's just
just think about that. All the guys Matt Rule has gone out of his way to say great things about, and then gone. And he's been doing it for 2 years. This will be year 2 now for Dante that he's been saying that he loves his attitude, loves his game, loves it all. And I don't know. Maybe Dante is just that player who needs a specific kind of coach, and Ron wasn't that coach. And
Josh, I think you're right. But if we would have took a tackle this year in the first round, but the fact that we took number 8, we took a corner, and then what was old? But we got what's his name too in the 5th or 6th. He's a project. I'm just saying that I love Dante. I think he's great, but it's like, would you rather have 2 bookend defensive ends that can have 12 sacks apiece every year, or would you rather have 2 lockdown corners? That's all I'm saying.
I think we're in a position to lock. I think we're in a position to lock that whole situation down. Really.
Yeah.
I don't.
You got to think of our GM too. Came from Seattle with that boom. He's probably
that, and we've got a really, really good, because the GM doesn't. He's not. Fitterer is not alone in dealing with the cap. We've actually got Samir. I can't remember his last name. He literally just deals with the cap situation. He literally just deals with the money. So I've got full confidence in these guys in their ability to be able to navigate this off season. Like I really think that they'll be able to manage to keep what's truly needed and let go of. Even if us fans don't like it, they'll let go of what we don't truly need. But I mean,
so can I ask you a question? Who's your number 1 priority right now? The resign right now.
Burns?
I mean, yeah, Brian Burns is definitely up there. And by the way, Jay, I see what you're saying about Hassan Reddick too. Like, if that ends up being a nightmare tandem coming off the edge, especially him having the Temple connection with Matt Rule, like that looks to be a no-brainer, especially if it continues.
He does. Him and Burns are talking like they got a sack competition going on. They're always smiling at the podium. They're always
this whole defense is having
fun. The whole team is just having fun, and it's like, dude, it's not trying to be that guy, but like the last time I saw a Panthers team that was just having fun, we went to the show. Now, do I think we're going to the Super Bowl this year? No, but an NFL team that is going out and having fun every week, come on, that's hard to. It's hard to dislike that because it brings the fans in, it builds the culture, and it's one of the stepping stones, and at least in my opinion, to having a true winning culture develop. And I think it's a sign that Rule is on the right path.
So you're saying Burns before DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, quite honestly, if I'm Matt Rule, I'm sitting the entire defense down and I'm saying, look, a lot of you guys are getting ready to be re-signed, or you're either in a contract year or next year's a contract year.
We're on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, let's figure out a way to make it so that way all these guys come back. Because let's face it, once you have a defense that gels like this, you got to keep them. You got to throw the farm at them to keep them. Because
I'm hoping that is something that plays a factor in re-signing these guys. Because if we have a lot of success this year and then they start having conversations with contracts and shit. I'm hoping that plays a factor because you might be able to get some guys, like you might be able to get Reddick to take a cut, like something of a pay cut. Burns, just to bring everyone back. Like, say we make it to the NFC Championship game with the defense it is, and they're going to be. I'm hoping that the players are sitting there saying like, yeah, we could go out there and demand all this kind of money, or we can run this thing back, get one or two guys, get Horn back and he's healthy. Get another guy that helps put us over the top, and the defense alone can get. Like I'm hoping that shit. I'm hoping that plays a factor.
Well,
they vibe like Burns.
The
before we go,
better it is for the team.
Yeah. Hey, so before we go forward anymore, let me welcome two Panther faithful to the chat. Panther Rule, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, guys. I just answered what you talked about a while ago. I think my first signing come the end of this year, the guy I'm going after hard would be Hassan Riddick.
Yeah.
Because, and you also got to think, Miller, the offensive, the right guard, Miller, he's up, but I wouldn't go too hard after him. He's a great guy. He may sign as cheap as he did last year, but
he's replaceable.
You've got depth behind him that really need to play more anyway. You also got you've got Marquise Haynes and Jermaine Carter, both are free agents this year. So
we got Morgan Fox for 2 years, so that's good.
Hey, so real quick, let me add another first-time guest joining us. He's been a faithful in the chat room for a long time. Blake Bettis. Blake, what's going on, dude?
What's up?
Bro, I'm happy you can join us, man. Hey, let me pitch this pitch kind of what we're talking about to you. We've got a lot of big names to sign coming up here in the offseason. Granted, we've only seen 3 games right now, but who would you say is amongst the biggest priorities for the Panthers to have to sign after the season's through?
Oh, definitely Hassan Reddick. That's my number one. If we have to sign anybody, I know we got a lot of cap money coming up. I think at the end of this year, I believe. Have we already moved
over
on
20 million, I believe.
Oh, okay, that's not as much as I thought. Have we already moved on from the Dante Jackson conversation?
No, dude, go ahead, man. Jump in. Tell us what you think.
Man, it was looking so beautiful, him having JC on the other side as that complement. Dante thrives. He eats in a complement type cornerback system. Yes. So far, the first 4 games of last season, he looked dominant too, and then the toes started getting him trouble. I've played soccer for over 20 years, so I know how toes can be a pain in the butt. They linger, they hang out for a long time, so it's a hard thing to get over. So I'm hoping he's finally over that now, and if his feet can stay where it needs to go, he could be a true number one. It just sucks that we don't have his complement.
Yeah, it definitely sucks, man. Losing Jaycee Horn is definitely a big deal to this football team right now. Hey, a quick reminder: if you're on your phone and you have a lot of background noise, try and mute your microphone when you're not speaking, just so that we don't get a bunch of crazy extra sounds on the podcast. But no, listen, I agree 100% with what you're saying, Blake. And I just think that as this season goes on, one, we've seen how well Dante has played thus far. I've already made it a point to say how many third downs he's saved for us this year alone.
Oh, beautiful in the last game.
Beautiful, dude. He's doing really well. Him and Shaq Thompson are playing with a fire that I've never seen them play with before. Like they're like completely different ball players. And it's not that Dante didn't have that fire in him before, but there was a lot of fundamentals that I felt like he was missing.
He was very raw.
Yeah, very raw, very aggressive.
Big mouth bass.
Yeah, and dude, they would key in on that aggression and they would take advantage of him. I remember Antonio Brown feasting on him during that Thursday night matchup in Pittsburgh. But ever since then, dude, that guy has continued to get better and better. And now he's in another position like Josh Norman was in, where he's going to get a lot of big-time matchups as this season continues to go forward, especially now if Jaycee Horn isn't going to be on the football field the rest of the season. So if this Panthers team, and then I'll pass the mic after this, if this Panthers team felt like Robbie Anderson was a big enough deal on their offense to be able to get a nice little 2-year extension, to me, Dante Jackson at least deserves the same kind of look. It doesn't have to be number one corner money, but sign him to another 2 or 3 year deal, give him a chunk of change, reward him for his hard work and his progression, and he gets to be a part of a really nice shutdown corner tandem for Carolina for at least the next couple of few seasons.
That has a great defensive line that can get to the quarterback quickly.
Right. I think Dante's problem the first few years also was he was always faster than everybody. Still probably is faster than everybody. Yeah. But now he's to the point where he's having to rely on his brain a little bit more than his feet. And now that he's cut his teeth a little bit for 3-4 years, he's starting to play smarter and he can't chase down every ball now. You got the best of the world playing against you on the other side of the ball. So you've got to be able to use your brain now. So I think he's starting to figure that out.
And that's why
jump every pass.
Yeah.
The Robbie contract was very confusing unless it's just a tradable piece. I'm not too sure, but like we need to address the O-line next year, and we're probably gonna have to overpay for something, a guard, a center, a tackle. Because dude,
start one of the rookies.
Yeah. Dude, hey, by the way, no, go ahead, Jay.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Panther rule. Your mic is muted. I saw you were trying to say something.
Oh yeah, Dante Jackson's matured quite a bit from the days of the Amazon video there that he appeared on.
He's legit the leader now. You see him in locker room.
Yeah. He's. I went back and watched that little clip the other day just for the fun of it. He's matured quite a bit since then, though. So he's like you said, he's using his head quite a bit more than just to put his helmet on.
And his teammates value him. They voted him one of the captains of the football team. Like that means a lot. And especially when we've talked about before, after that exodus of Panthers talent and Greg Olsen and Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly, like the Panthers don't really have an entrenched veteran presence. And Dante Jackson is a representation of what you do have as veterans. So I don't think it's a good idea to move on from him too. And I do think he should be a part of our game plan going forward. The Panthers do have $20 million in spending money right now, and that's not even the money that we're going to get, by the time all the teams get paid again to pay all the players and shit. So
the cap should go up next year too.
Yeah, 100% it should. So
but I don't think it's going to be a crazy amount that it goes up. So I mean, I quite honestly, if I'm planning for next season, I'm not planning on the cap going up. I'm trying to plan everything out with the cap staying the same. So that way, the more money we get, the more options it gives us down the road.
Dude, I don't know, man. These stadiums are full as shit. And
they might be full, man. But
the ratings.
Cody, the way to play that is to plan for the money that we know is available now, and if we have money in the future, that's just icing on the cake. If that's icing on the cake, then maybe we can sign. I don't know. Is Morgan Fox on a 1-year deal? That would be a great pickup against 2. Oh, good. That's great.
Yeah.
Reddick, we got to re-sign. We got to bring Hassan Reddick back.
Reddick, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't
Daquan Jones.
Daquan's a monster, man.
Yeah, he is, but he's also on. He just signed a 1-year deal when he signed with us. So with his depth behind him, we could probably let him walk, though. To be honest, with those behind him.
Well, Josh, let me get you in here, man. What are you gonna say?
So, as it sits right now, with the cap numbers, as far as what we know, what's hard, fast,
Yeah.
We don't spend any more money this year. We'll have $47 million next year in free cap. Now, and that's with
Gotta go fast.
That's what. Well, that's the thing is that's with the deteriorated cap from the COVID year. Now the cap money's not just the cap increase isn't going to just happen because of the increase in like people in the stands again. The NFL they redid the TV deals. All the new TV deals just happened. So in virtue of that alone, the cap is going to go up a decent amount just because. I mean, it was a massive TV deal.
Is that 40 million? Is that with the 20 million if you roll it over?
Yeah, that's with rollover. So that's assuming we spend nothing now.
Well, also another thing to consider too is look at the two guys that we have coming up. DJ Moore, depending on the season that he has, and especially now that there's no Christian McCaffrey in the offense, he's going to be an even bigger focal point than he was before. Yeah. So he's on track to have a really good year. But also Brian Burns, dude, if you're not getting paid quarterback money, the money that you want is defensive end money. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what Brian Burns is too. So you're going to have to be potentially paying number one wide receiver money, number one edge rusher money, on top of, some of the other guys that we have left to sign. And we're also hoping that the Panthers continue to add in free agency to this already porous offensive line. So, there's only so many moves to be made.
Well, one thing to remember about Burns, though, we can still have him for 2 years. Next year is his 4th year, and then we have his 5th year option, which we should pick up. I mean, I'm not against talking contract with him now, but I'd really like to see how he does the rest of the season, make sure he's going to stay healthy. I mean, he's missed time the last 2 seasons. It hasn't been much, but he has missed time. I mean, if you think back to his first season, he was playing with the club on his hand for a little while, and he was still balling out. Even for having that club and not having a full hand that he can extend and grab onto somebody. Yeah. But he was out for a little bit then. He was out for a little bit last season too. It wasn't much last season. It was even less than the first season. But
you're right. But you want to do it a year early, man. You just want to. It's just cheaper that way.
Yeah. And here's the thing is if we can move some guys' contracts off to could be 2023. Again, this is all assuming that no signings happen, but our cap both vacancy that year will be $113 million. So I mean, that's the thing, because you got to remember, there's a lot of money coming off the cap. I think this is our last year still paying for Luke. I think this is our last. Are we still paying for Matt Khalil?
Yeah, this is last year, I believe.
Yeah. So we've got
are we really? God.
And Teddy.
Damn.
We've still got a lot of stuff that's going to be falling the next 2 years.
Can we petition?
No, we're not paying for Matt Khalil anymore. We're paying for K1 Short though. K1 and Luke. Those are the Teddy, K1 and Luke are the biggest guys.
And Teddy Bridgewater, man.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater's $17 million himself. K1's $11 million and Luke's $7 million.
What's Teddy's hit next year?
I think it's like 6 is the dead money, I believe.
Yeah, something. No, he goes off the books next year. He goes off our book. I don't know. That ain't right. Hang on.
Year, right? Wasn't I might have these reversed.
He redid his contract.
I thought that it was $3 million this year and then $10 million next year.
I'm gonna look right now.
Yeah, but I think we took $7 million of that, and we paid Denver to take them.
Yeah, this is the last year for Teddy, Luke, and K1.
Yeah, so
Teddy was signed to a 3-year deal.
But remember,
Teddy was a 2-year with a 3rd-year option.
But remember,
that's just
Shaq and McCaffrey, so their dead hits going down the road too.
Yeah,
all these millions of dollars. I say the Carolina fandom needs to come together and petition the Carolina organization to re-sign all the fans. Like just 1 million and divide it up amongst all of us that are fans. All right.
Hey, why not? Why not? Hey, how about not even all the fans? How about just us? If you're in this chat room, you get paid. That's I think.
Don't even pay me. Just hook me up with some gear and give me a game, like one game ticket a year.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm obviously, as the name insinuates, I'm from Massachusetts. I'm only going to make one game a year, most likely. Well, one home game a year. I might.
Hey, bro.
Because we play the Giants in New York and we play Buffalo in New York, and I'm like, them tickets for that Giants game are going to be cheap because New Jersey.
Josh, you want to go up and see Buffalo? Because I kind of want to see that game, dude. It's going to be cold, but it's going to be good.
But at the same time, I'm also eyeballing October 24th. We play the Giants in New York at 1:00, and I'm like, that might be.
I'd love to do that. I think I'm wheeling this that weekend.
The Buffalo Bills matchup would definitely be a better game to go to. But
I'm down to go through a table with some Bills Mafia fans.
Hey, dude, considering that the Giants are
basically family at this point.
As long as you're
yeah. Hey, dude, I have no problem with the Buffalo Bills. And by the way, I've been a fan of Josh Allen for a while too. Like, I think that's a good football team, and they got so many Carolina transplants. Keep rumbling. That's Panthers North. But what I was going to say, though, is the Giants are so fucking bad that you might as well just go to that game because the tickets are going to be cheaper.
That's what I mean. It's going to be like day of, I'm assuming, on StubHub. You'll be able to grab a set of a pair of those tickets for like under $200.
Did you see
come on, Daniel Jones is elite.
Did you see what Jim Moore said?
He's elite, all right.
Y'all hear?
I got Atlanta
y'all
tickets
hear what Jim Moore said today? Did y'all hear what Jim Moore said today?
No.
No, what did he say?
The owner of the Giants, he said if they go 0-3, he said front office and coaches are on notice.
David Gettleman should you've got to be a dumb owner to be still employing Dave Gettleman. He's probably the worst general manager in the history of general managers.
Although he did get a deal with Odell.
What's the Texans? What was the Texans head coach?
Bill O'Brien.
He's the worst.
That guy was so terrible.
I don't like Gettleman so bad. I'd have him over Gettleman.
Who do the Giants play this week? Do y'all know?
Cody.
Yeah, they play the.
If I send you a link, can you play something in here?
No, the Eagles.
Yeah, it depends on what it is. I try not to get us demonetized. They fucking ding us for like crazy shit. But yeah, let me see what you got, and I can put it up.
I do.
It's a TikTok from the Lions.
The Giants play the Falcons.
Yeah.
The
Falcons may have a chance to win that.
Send it in the private chat, and I'll check it out.
Dumpster fire of a game.
Who do you got to win that one?
Atlanta.
Yeah, that's who I picked.
I can tell you who won't win: the fans.
Yeah.
I got tickets to the Atlanta game in Charlotte.
You got to be
no matter what, we win on that one. So
you've got to be really dedicated to go to that game.
I'm waiting for that Steve Smith tweet when Gettleman gets fired again.
One of them tickets on the radio station.
Oh, hey guys, how about this? Tommy Tremble has more passing yards than Kyle Pitts.
And touchdowns.
Yeah, and touchdowns. Okay, I may have got that behind. It might have been one or the other. I know it definitely has more touchdowns.
Hey, too soon. He's on my fantasy team, bro.
Let that man eat.
Yesterday, I told my coworker before the game, I was like, I think Trimbo's going to get a touchdown. I think it's going to be his first one. I'm not lying. I said it.
What a name. What a name. I mean,
them plays would have never happened if C-Mac was playing. I would stand by
making these punks tremble. I love that shit, dude. I love it. Dude, Jeremy Chin is awesome because I like chin checking. Jeremy Chin's out there chin checking fools. I like that. And then Tommy Tremble making these fools tremble. Dude, I love that, man.
So there's called in yesterday with the freestyle rap.
Oh, yeah, that was the homie, bro. That was the homie Mike Vella. He's over there in the West Coast too, man. Yeah, bro, he be writing some fire rhymes, man. He dropped some bars in the cat calls, though.
But there's one of my favorite metal bands. They're actually from like 2 towns over from where I am in Mass. Called All That Remains. They have a song called like it's an intro song called Now Let Them Tremble, and it's just this heavy ass intro, and like the only words in it at the very end is just fucking singer screaming, "Now let them tremble." Dude, play that in Bank of America when that man walks on the field. Just
yeah, I love it, dude. I love it, dude.
Sweet Caroline.
Oh, dude, that's gotta go. That's gotta go.
Thank you.
Boston Red Sox play that when they win a game.
I know.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's like, what are you guys doing?
I don't understand the attachment to this song. Like, it has nothing to do with football. One, we're not the Carolina Panthers. We're the Carolina Panthers. And, dude, it's just like some...
I don't know. Is Neil Diamond from North Carolina or something?
No! It ain't got shit to do with the
the history...
Didi Pablo song.
Yeah, the history of the song... The history of that song has nothing to do with Carolina.
No,
If the singer changed the word Caroline to Martha, it would have no effect to the song itself.
No,
He did write the song "Coming to America," and Panther Stadium is Bank of America. So I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Back at Eric's Stadium. So
First of all, y'all gonna quit disrespecting that victory sing along after every home game. That's very disrespectful.
It's awful.
It should be there.
Standing, keep pounding would be fucking better than that, man.
Dude, did you guys hear all the fans yesterday after the game when they were commentating and everything? Dude, it was loud as hell.
Yo, and Sunday in the Saints game, dude, I heard that shit on the TV. I was like, there's no way they're actually that fucking loud. And then like everybody's like, they were about it. I was like, what? Because Nick will vouch, because we go down usually every year for a game. And what was it? We were at Cam's last game, the Thursday game. Yep. I was the only motherfucker in that section pounding on the empty seat next to me, yelling, screaming, and carrying on. People are looking at me like I'm a goddamn lunatic. I'm like, man, you got a football game. What are you doing?
Somebody told me to sit down one time. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
And dude, but you know,
wine and cheese, motherfuckers.
Yeah, but dude, so like to me, these are all the same thing. Like that wine and cheese crowd, Sweet Caroline to me is like connected to that.
It really is.
Yeah. So, but then also, I like that David Tepper inadvertently lit a fire under the asses of Panther fans. It's like, oh, bro, you thought keep pounding don't mean shit to us? Yo, you better keep pounding that shit out of here, bro. Like, we keep pounding no matter what, dude. That ain't going nowhere. Now the fans are into it. I feel like now the past 2 games in a row, I've been able to hear it keep pounding more than once during the game, man. Like, I'm really hearing it. It's our Panthers war cry. And I feel like David Tepper is starting this whole bullshit about whether or not to prompt the fans.
Maybe. I think Tepper did that.
Maybe that was the plan.
Dude,
I
was about to say to play devil's advocate. Yeah. Maybe this is what David Tepper intended.
Yeah, I think it is.
Total silence for the other defense to operate in our home stadium. You think he likes that as the owner? Do you really think he likes that? No. Hell no. This man cut a check for almost $3 billion, and motherfuckers are quiet. He wants that. Dude, you know where he comes from? He comes from Pittsburgh. And you can watch any game, even in a losing season, which they haven't had one with Tomlin, but even like when they're doing bad, Heinz Field is just booming and banging all the fucking time. They're going.
He has brass balls on his desk.
More in the comments said that we need to play Disturbed Down with the Sickness. I don't think that's something you should be playing during COVID, bro.
People have quite literally never been more down with the sickness than right now. You know what I'm saying?
You want to get them going, you got to play Slayer in that bitch.
Hey, Cody, I sent that link. I don't know. It's a video of Jamal Williams getting traded. It's hilarious. At a press conference.
While Cody's pulling that up, one thing I do want to say is hats off to whoever came up with the idea for that mixed reality Panther. Yeah, that thing's dope. And the fact that it showed up right after the Panther disappeared outside, that is like perfect timing, in my opinion. That thing is cool. I wish they could do it at away teams too. Or at away games too.
I got in an argument with somebody on TikTok about that. ESPN reposted. Somebody's like, well, shouldn't they be focused on winning games? I was like, so the media and our PR department has something to do with what the players and coaches do on the field. And dude, we got into an argument for days. Yeah, that's what I told them. I said we haven't lost the game. I think they're focused.
We are the best and the worst 3-0 team because we're the only 3-0 team.
Some people,
yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, some people have no knowledge of how an NFL stadium works. Talking to several people where I work at, they actually believe that the head coach is in charge of everything in the stadium itself. Everything. And it's like, no. But they actually believe that the head coach is in charge of how much the hot dogs are, how much the food is, and it's totally backwards.
You know what you do to those people? You find a warm beer and throw it at them.
If anything, the general manager has more to do with that than the head coach.
Yeah.
The GM
because the general manager,
the quarterback starts from that, apparently.
Dude, right, dude.
Yo,
that's so fucking
wild.
Dumb. I know, man.
You gotta touch on that.
I want to give people a chance to comment on that. I know not everybody got their chance, but Dave Gettleman, it came out that when Ron Rivera sacked Cam Newton for that Thursday, or no, it was a Sunday night football game up in Seattle, and they
for one play.
Cam. Yeah, they forced.
Oh yeah,
Cam
because
Newton.
that one play went real bad.
Well, it was supposed to be the first drive,
yeah.
And then Derek Anderson fucking throws a pick six and goes right to the house. But it has since come out, I believe via Thomas Davis, that this was not a Ron Rivera decision. This was a Dave Gettleman decision.
Yep.
So what the fuck is that all about, man? Josh, go ahead and go first, man.
That don't surprise me at all. Like it didn't seem like something Ron would do. And like when they asked him about it in the press conference, like he gave an answer and like kind of fell on the sword for it. But it was like
missed opportunity.
I hate that saying. I hate that saying so much. So over that saying.
But yeah, I mean,
I catch myself saying it and I get sick.
It didn't surprise me to learn that when they brought fucking Donut Boy in for a fucking tryout at tight end. It's like, this man can't lose some goddamn weight. Really? Really? The same man who talked bad on Cam Newton and then went to the Bills and did nothing and then went and played with Patrick Mahomes and did nothing.
Hey,
did he get a ring out of that?
Speaking of tight ends, I was pulling for Tebow, man. I was pulling for Tebow to make that squad.
Man.
I didn't want to say it, but the Taliban didn't come back until after Tebow was cut.
Fucking Tebow, dude. Damn it to hell, man.
Wow.
But, hey, dude, you know what? That guy is low-key a genius because for like 4 weeks, he was the #1 selling jersey on NFL Shop.
No, the Jaguars are.
That guy got in, dipped his toes in the millions pool, and fucking got out, man. Salute to that.
No injuries, no tackles.
Hey, bro, don't hit the player, hit the game, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Tim Tebow, and somebody offers you that kind of money to go a few weeks in camp and you're going to fail, why not say yes?
Bro, Tim Tebow did commentating for anything. He'll commentate a curling match. Like he's commentating.
Yeah, dude.
You see him on College Game Day. You see him on NFL After Shows. He's on everything.
He get paid for it, though, ain't he?
Oh yeah.
I mean that's the point. I mean, what aggravates me is some of these folks that are invited to commentate on these sporting events, and they have absolutely no idea of the sporting event.
They know not. And by the way, just because you're a former football player, doesn't mean that you're a good commentator either.
Right.
Jason Witten? Jason Witten?
Yes, dude. Jason Witten was
right back in the football.
He sucked an egg.
Just like today on Undisputed, they were talking about oh, the Panthers play the Jaguars week 1. I was like, all right, I'm turning shit off. You know what I'm saying?
No, and speaking of commentators, can I touch on the whole? What is it? Is it Monday night? They have the thing with Manning.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was it's good, but it's also a lot of insight. Like the whole halftime adjustment thing is, as far as the players go, is bull. It's
I heard that too, and that made sense.
We're like, I mean, think about it. It makes sense because by the time they get to the locker room, drink some water or get an IV, maybe stretch. By the time they're done with it in a regular season game, it's time to go back out. They're not
15 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's 15 minutes, and it's going to take you three of those to get to the locker room, another 3 to get back out onto the field. Like,
there's no halftime speech.
Players have to hydrate. They've got to take a piss.
Now, halftime adjustments as far as like the coaches, absolutely. I'm sure that's a thing, and that's why I think like instead of looking at the players in that light, we've got to look at it as it's halftime adjustments come from coaching, which I mean to me, makes sense because I played football, not professionally, but like. The coach, even in Pop Warner or in middle school, high school, they never talked to us about what was going on unless you were like doing exceptionally well or you're doing exceptionally bad.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I mean, the game plan can change without the players being immediately involved because when you're in a game situation, you're just doing what you're told to do. You're told your assignment. You're told where you're looking, where you're locked in, who you're covering, what your coverage is, what. That's it. You don't even get names. You get X, Y, Z. You get numbers. You don't get. This is what the game plan is for the second half. You just roll with the scheme that the coach tells you.
Real quick, Jay Stubbs has got to leave us. Jay, I appreciate you joining us, man. But I did get your video, so I'm gonna go ahead and share it right now before you go. Hang on, one sec.
Speaking of the Manning thing, did you hear about that quote that Peyton Manning said about him being in the showers with his receivers because he thought?
Wait, hold that thought for 1 second.
What?
Hold that thought for 1 second. Hold on, let's check this out.
This is awesome.
Another man's chest is another man's treasure.
Oh yeah.
Start over.
They want me like that ex-girlfriend. Shoot, I gotta go. I got a rebound. It was the Lions. They picked me up. You know what I mean? Now they feeding me good, taking me to dinners.
That's awesome.
Taking me to dinners.
Bro, I love that dude.
Yeah.
Like, you act like I didn't want to go.
That's right up there with Marshawn Lynch leading up to the Super Bowl going, yo, I'm just here so I don't get fined. That's right up there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
You want to know something? I bet you that's how Sam Darnold was when he got traded too.
Yeah.
Dude, he wasn't upset.
He was probably like,
bro. He said it himself. Like, I was a little surprised, and it's like, yo, bro, welcome to it. Like, all you got to do is, that was my thing. Is like, everybody's like, well, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And I'm like, yo, I'm cautiously optimistic. Everybody goes, no. It's like they want this response, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna wait and see. Like I played the game, I watched the game. Like you probably see it in the background. We watch, so our night games we watch it on that with a full surround sound down here, and then we have 3 other TVs down here. So we watch.
Yeah, I'll put you on solo layout for a sec. Show everybody one more time.
So
yeah, you got the hookup, bro.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yo, that's 100+ inches, and then over there is hold on, I gotta move my head. There's another TV there, and behind that screen, there's actually 2 other TVs. So like Sundays, we're lit down here, yo. We watch a lot of ball, and part of that is why we. All right, is it okay if I have like a shameless plug here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but
I plugged you last night, dude.
Yeah, whoever comes on here with the podcast, I'll let everybody plug their shit. Go ahead, Josh.
So last year we got a pretty solid group of people who come down and watch games down here regularly, and we watch a lot of stuff. Even if like we've got a vacant TV, it's either Red Zone or like a game that we just think is going to be really interesting. We'll throw that on. And last year, like throughout the season, we hummed and hawed about, we should start a podcast. So this year, leading into the season, I actually, like me, on my own, bit the bullet, and I was like, hey, surprise, guys. we've got a full podcast set up here in the basement. So we've started. We don't go live, not yet. We don't have video yet, but we're on every major platform you can get podcasts. We're called The Third Down Podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and like a whole mess of other ones. But yeah, and we're also on Twitter at Third Down Gang. It sucks the name we wanted was taken, but yeah, we chop up. We
what was the name you wanted?
Well, no, I mean the Twitter name we wanted was taken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Third Down Podcast was already taken, and even though like nobody specifically had that name already in any directory, so
you can reach out to somebody and then try to buy that domain.
Well, I mean, it's a Twitter name, so I was like, it's not that big of a deal, and Third Down Gang is pretty cool as it is. It's easy to remember.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, we record on Tuesday nights and usually record on Friday nights, but everybody kind of rough availability tonight, which is actually why I'm able to join all you tonight. But we're gonna record tomorrow, but it's late Tuesday night, early Wednesday, and Saturday mornings that you can find new episodes up on there. And basically Tuesday night we recap the entire week, and then our Friday is we recap Thursday night football and then give predictions based on the spreads and everything for the upcoming week. And we've got we've got a Panthers fan, we've got a Steelers fan, we've got a Bears fan, we've got a Cowboys fan who's going to be coming on soon.
Oh my gosh, Cowboys!
Yeah, and my brother, well, soon to be brother-in-law, is a Colts fan, so we're going to have him on a couple of times just to get varied opinions. We've got a couple Patriots fans, obviously in mass. So we're going to try to have a variety of opinion. Like I don't want it to stagnate. Like obviously tomorrow when we record, I'm gonna ham it up a little bit, but I
as you should.
I
Your
feel
team
like
is 3-0, dude. You better fucking.
And next our next opponent is Dallas, and our Dallas fan is his first show with us tomorrow. So,
hey, y'all definitely check out the Third Down Podcast, man.
Hey,
like I say,
check that out.
Yeah, man. Rising tide lifts all boats. Yeah. That's what I say, man.
Give us a check out, and you know what? If you've got criticism or whatever, like let us know. Like by all means, like if there's something you want to hear, like you want to hear us discuss it or whatever, just follow us on Twitter and shoot us a message or shoot us a tweet. We're willing to talk about all things football, and once the XFL starts back up, if it starts back up, we'll roll with that too, because it's going to be in the NFL's off season, so you got to have something to talk about.
You better invite me on your show, Josh.
Right now we're literally recording everything on a computer that's not hooked up to the internet. But once we've got a camera and we're like actually like live streaming, absolutely, you're guest number one when the time comes.
Hey man, I certainly appreciate it.
Hey, Cody.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got a point to make or something?
No, go ahead.
I wanted to take it back a little bit to the Peyton Eli broadcast.
Oh yeah,
I'm guessing everybody saw Gronk come on and talk about how he doesn't watch film and he goes run to the huddle and ask Brady what he needs to do and what the coverage is. And so apparently he got some hot water behind the scenes, because he came out, I think they played on Good Morning Football this morning, and he came out and like did an apology, and he was like, "Of course I watch film," like real sarcastically. "Of course I study it." It was hilarious.
Because the Bucks took away his vet days. The Bucks said since he don't watch film, he don't get no more vet days. So he had to go and fix all that so he get his vet days back.
No, that's kind of like a parent seeing their kid talk a bunch of shit online.
Yeah,
sneaking out going to Busch Gardens.
Oh, you're Mr. Big Shot, huh? Okay, fucking no ice cream after dinner, stupid. That's kind of funny to me, man. But also, I kind of think that if you're a head coach, you have to come down on your veterans just as hard as you do your rookies sometimes, because then it seems like there's air of favoritism. Like, oh, this player can do whatever the hell he wants, and there's no repercussions to it. So yeah, man, dude, look, Gronk isn't better than anybody else, and that guy. By the way, he's having a career year because the Buccaneers have so many options to pass to. With the Patriots, they used to be able to double team Gronk, but they just can't do that now. So
I can't wait for him to meet our defense.
Yo, for real, I can't wait to retire Mac Jones so early into his young career.
Do you think Peyton was telling the truth though about him and his receivers talking about the game in the showers?
Oh, so okay, tell me this. What the? I didn't hear this. But by the way, I haven't to this day. I haven't yet watched a full live broadcast. So I know that people love it. And by the way, I know that I would love it too, just because I'm an X's and O's nerd. So seeing those guys like talk about what's really going on in the field, like I know that I would love that.
They really get into that part of it too. They really
But it's hard to get on and look at Peyton's face.
I watch clips.
It's a lot of forehead. It's a lot.
Oh, you mean the biggest forehead in the history of the world? That old Easter Island head? You mean? Yeah, I know. But
my man went there.
He's got a fucking Easter Island head. It is what it is. But okay,
what's in the story?
But yeah. So what the hell, dude? What in the hell is going on with locker rooms or some shit? Tell me.
I heard that Peyton, like him and his receivers, when they would talk about the game plan against the Patriots, they would talk about it in the showers because they believe that the Patriots bugged the locker room.
Yep, I've heard that.
There's no rule.
But I would believe that.
I believe it. Why wouldn't you? Like I said, there's no rule against it, and Bill Belichick is the ultimate coach to
find something.
Can you imagine?
They can't fault him for it. The man. I mean, I don't. So my problem with Patriots fans living in the region my whole life has not been the long-term fans, the guys that like had to suffer through them getting lumped by the Bears in '85, and like the guys who never was the number one pick. It's the Brady assholes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the reason they won that Super Bowl. I'm like, honestly, Phillip Rivers could have gone to the fucking Bucks and won a Super Bowl with how loaded that team was and with that defense on the other side of the ball. The days of Phillip Rivers throwing for 509 yards and a million touchdowns and still somehow losing the game would have been over.
Dude, to me, Phillip Rivers is a big old white version of Jameis Winston. Like that's like, am I wrong? Like I don't know. That guy will throw an interception faster than a touchdown.
I don't know. I think he's a better quarterback. I really do.
He's better than Jameis.
Yeah, no. You got to remember, there was a lot of years where similar to Cam, he was just underserved by his team. I mean, the Chargers were like nobody for a long time, and then they had spurts where they'd have a couple really great players on offense, or they'd have a couple really great players on defense, but never at the same time. They never got it all.
And by the way, to bolster that too, look at what Matthew Stafford's doing with the Rams.
Exactly.
Like that guy, we all pretty much felt. I don't know how you guys all felt, but I've always felt like Matthew Stafford was a strong arm quarterback, but marginal at best. Never could show
a little washed
football team. Yeah, a little bit washed up, but dude, man, and I even said this too. I would not have been a big believer in Matthew Stafford if he hadn't come here to Carolina, because he would not have lasted long behind this offensive line.
Yeah.
However, I always said, yeah, dude, with the Rams, Matthew Stafford might be fucking legit. Like that guy might really be. Yeah, dude, the Lions are that bad, and it helps when your defense has Aaron Donald and old buddy, what's his name, the corner
Ramsey.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey.
Well, dude, I remember they had Fox next to for years.
The Lions have to be the dumbest organization in the history. They spent their first round pick on a left tackle, on the best left tackle in the draft, to move him to right tackle.
Yeah, and now his back.
And now when their left tackle, who's really a right tackle, gets healthy, they're going to move their first round pick left tackle back to right tackle.
Bro, thank God we got rules. That's some dumb shit to do.
That is some dumb shit.
I mean, it's
Actually, no,
to read all that. It's like, well, you're stupid. You're just stupid.
I take that back because rules said, like, we currently have a Pro Bowl right tackle and we drafted a left tackle. Rules said that Christensen's future is at right tackle. So he is essentially trying to do the same thing.
Well, what? No, see. Rule's opinion is an old coach's opinion about short arms, because Rules people may think he's a college coach, but in reality, he's an old football. He's just an old football coach.
Well, Panther Rule, is that on Matt Rule or is that on Scott Fitterer?
Right, or I'm not certain. Here's what I can't remember the dude's name. What's the Giants ex-coach? There's the Giants have an old coach, ex-coach. Matt Rule's basically.
You mean Tom Coughlin?
Yeah, Tom Coughlin, exactly. He, from my understanding, is what I was told, is that Rule talks to him about once a week. So I wonder if some of these ideas didn't come from Tom Coughlin. So the influence most. But there's a lot of coaches that believed Brady Christensen's arms were too short. I think it's stupid myself, but there's a lot of coaches that believe that.
Well, put Christensen in at left guard, put Brown in right guard. It can't be any worse.
Well, I agree to that.
And I think come hell or high water, it's going to have to happen this year just because of the talent that we have and for a thing. I mean, come on.
But how about this too, man?
We'll see it.
I've not changed my position from where I was in the preseason. I still think Taylor Moton needs to be left tackle. Cam Irving.
I'll be all right with that.
Cam Irving has not been the weakest member of our offensive line, but he sure as shit ain't the strongest either. And I've seen him get worked a number of times this season already, man. So I continue to say
we saw it last night.
Brady Christensen, right tackle, Deontay Brown, right guard, put Taylor Moton on the left, and out of all those warm bodies that you have, figure out your left guard and center formation.
Yeah, because Paradis isn't it. He did terrible last night. And
he's not.
Hold on.
I would bench Paradis.
But hold on. On top of it, I don't think Tecklenburg is the answer either. While he did play a lot of snaps in the preseason, if you go back, especially to that first game, and I get it, his first game as a rookie, but he was getting help from the left guard the entire game. Okay, so I am not sold on Tecklenburg.
Yeah, and
that Texans defensive line's a lot better than anybody expected.
Yeah. So no one can. I wanted to bring up this because we mentioned Matt Paradis. This is according to PFF. Center Matt Paradis has posted identical 63.4 overall grades in each of his 2 years with the Panthers, though those numbers were disappointing when considering his previous 4 years in Denver saw him grade 74, 90.2. The good news is that Paradis improved greatly in pass protection, which I find to be bullshit. I don't think he's any better in pass protection at all. My point being is that at one point in time, we signed Matt Paradis as one of the better centers in football, and he has not lived up to that reputation.
Hang on. I think there's more to that story because, and this is at least in going back to my experience playing and what I've seen in the NFL and in college, you can be a great center if you have guards that are fucking hot dog water on either side of you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I think that's. I'm not absolving him from all of the blame.
I hear you,
but I seriously think that the weakness at guards, because you look at the amount of interior pressure that's gotten through. If your guards aren't any good, your center is now your center is screwed. It doesn't matter.
Josh, I've said that too. That the guards are a problem when both of the guys on your left and right are going to beat up. But I'm also talking about the number of just straight up bull rushes that Matt Paradis succumbs to, man. Like the guy has no anchor. Like you can push that guy off of his spot relatively easy. And it says a lot if you're dependent upon, yes, I understand offensive line works in tandem with one another. But dude, when you're always losing your matchups to the guy in front of you, that just doesn't inspire confidence that you have to have a guy helping you block in on every single play.
That's the thing is like look at you've got to look at the defensive scheme too. Like how often is he in charge of just going after, dealing with one guy? Is the other team running a 4-3 or a 3-4? Because if they're running a 3-4, then yeah, he's legitimately responsible for one and one only. But if they're running a 4-3, now the situation's a little more varied, especially if they bring an extra blitz or bring somebody else down to load the box. That's schematically that has to be looked at differently. Now I know what you're saying. And a lot of have we played anybody who ran predominantly 3-4 this year? I don't think so.
This year, no. And
no, the Saints are a 4-3. The Saints are a 4-3, and I'm pretty sure the Texans were because the Texans were bringing legitimately getting pressure with their 4, and that was it. They didn't have to bring 5 or 6.
We're going to have to get this O-line figured out because it just dawned on me, and I'm kind of upset that I knew this but forgot it. We don't play the Bucs until later in the season, right?
Right.
But the Bucs have Vita Vea. And you saw what Vita Vea was doing to the Cowboys, like their interior. He alone was pushing the interior in. That made Vita Vea is going to turn Paradis into Speed Bump McGee.
Dude, he's going to turn Paradis into Speed Bump McGee. He's going to turn Pat Elflein. Oh no, Pat Elflein's on IR. Whoever's going to be up, I guess it's Miller. I don't know, man. And it's funny that we mentioned 4-3 and 3-4 fronts. Guys, I don't think we're going to see a continuous 3-4 until week 9 when we play the Patriots. I believe all of our opponents. Tell me if you hear it. Tell me if you hear an opponent on our roster coming up or on our schedule coming up that runs a 3-4. We have the Cowboys, which I know run a 4-3. The Eagles. I believe they're a base 4-3. Minnesota, I know, is a 4-3. New York Giants, I know, is a 4-3. And Atlanta, I believe, is also a 4-3.
I thought they switched.
Eagles mix it up. They mix it up a lot.
I thought Atlanta. I have a coworker who's a big Falcon fan, and he says when they hired the defensive coordinator from the Titans, they switched to a 3-4.
Maybe as a base, but that's not been the package they've been running so far.
Okay. Well, I haven't watched him play. I know that's what he talks about.
And talent wise, the Falcons just do not have the linebacker core to pull off a 3-4 right now. They just don't.
Okay.
That might be what.
Maybe that's why they suck so bad.
Well, that might be what their coordinator typically ran previously, but they don't have the personnel. They do not.
I've seen a lot of people online saying that they think the Falcons could potentially go on like a 4-game winning streak the next couple games just because
people are high on crystal meth.
Yeah, right. They're not high on crystal meth. They're not, and they're also probably not too familiar with the Falcons, in that Falcons will find a way to lose games they're supposed to win. So I can't. You can't ever trust the Falcons team to be good.
And I think it's funny that they're so we played the Saints once, but our only division games like mid-season are the Falcons. We don't like our last game against the Saints comes at the very end of the year, sandwiched between those two Bucs games.
Yeah, we don't play another division rival until week 8.
They do that. Does the NFL think that like they're just gonna like set up like primetime matches?
I think the reason why they do it is that they want the final few weeks of the season to be a battle for who wins the division.
Because
they don't want people sitting players out. But I also part of me also says they want Tom Brady to have as much film on his probably. Let's be real, we're probably the biggest threat to the Bucs this year. The Falcons, not so much. The Saints,
The way we get to the
I get it. Against us, they had all their problems, blah blah blah. But I don't think they're going to be what they were week 1. I don't think that's
But
them
I
either.
mean,
They're going to land somewhere between those 2 games, and that's not a strong enough average, in my opinion. Like the average between 7 and 38. That's what 19, 20.
It depends on what.
Not a big average, and in our division, I think the Bucks will spank them twice, and I think we could.
How
spank
much different is the Saints team that trotted out on week 1 versus us on week 2? I know there were some coaches that were down, but there couldn't have been that much of a different team from week 1 to week 2 with the COVID effect.
I honestly think
Marshawn
that
Lattimore wasn't there, and that's a big one.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Sean
still,
Gardner-Johnson wasn't there, and potentially even bigger than all of them was Eric McCoy, the center that they were missing. That's what caused us to get a lot of pressure.
I get what you're saying about the center, but that same center started half the game against Green Bay and looked perfectly fine. Like, he looked great. Now, granted, Green Bay didn't have a pass rush, but still, they have an average defensive line, I would say. Not top, not bottom, average.
I think the biggest
a lot of games this year. They're going to lose a lot of games. And
if the script was flipped on the other side, it wouldn't have been a problem for them to have bragging rights to say that they beat us again. Like, you got to play what's put out in the field.
Exactly.
I mean,
no, I totally get that. And like,
yeah.
I listen to Patriots fans up here in Mass again say that for years and years and years of them having the easiest schedule in the league. And lo and behold, who has the easiest schedule in the league this year? By the numbers, by strength of schedule currently, the Bucks.
Right, Falcons.
No, the Bucks do.
Do they?
Yeah, the Bucks are 2 spots above the Falcons.
Teeing up Brady for an eighth win.
They're trying. We can ruin that.
It also benefits them.
Brian Burns suplex Tom Brady into retirement. I don't care.
Yep. Hey,
end this
Cody,
man.
I would save money and help him with the fine.
Yeah, dude, my 2 northern guys, they're on the same page. They want to break Tom Brady's fucking legs.
I think it's going to be Brown that gets him.
That would be better.
We got revenge to get, man. It's old. It's tired. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, did you see Reddit?
It was really John Casey's fault, but man, no.
I've hated him since that.
We have the chance to stop him. We've got to. And Brian Burns already said, I want Tom Brady. I want some of that ass. And I hope he gets it.
Because every single time that Burns played Brady, when Burns finally put a hand on him, he was past the line of scrimmage. And now that you have Hassan Reddick on the other side and Morgan Fox,
no escape. There's no escape. Those mean motherfuckers on the outside, and then Jones on the inside.
Those are in the middle.
The inside. Derek Brown on the inside. Like, dude.
But that mug is crafty.
This dude, I don't care.
He's not that crafty.
Wouldn't that be great? The last game or toward the end of the season. Say the Patriots know they're going deep in the playoffs. Maybe they even got almost a bye set up. And Brady goes out there and plays, and he gets hurt by one of our defensive linemen. And he's out for the rest of the year.
Bro, y'all better be careful.
Run.
Hey, y'all better be careful. This karma's about to get Sam Darnold's fucking leg snapped in half, y'all.
Talk about this karma. No, this is overdue karma we're talking about here now. All right? We got some
We've been beating all this hate for many years.
Look, I want to throw this out there, okay? I've been watching the Pats for the last 20 years, okay? And so is Josh. Both him and I, we live only 10, 15 minutes from each other. We watch football games together on Sundays. We haven't had the chance to this year, but usually every Sunday, especially last year, dude, watching football with him helped me get through COVID, man. And we've been saying,
the bar?
No, so
dude, up here in Mass, it's Commie Central.
Down here in my basement, we got for the night games, we got a 100-inch projector, and then we got 3 TVs for the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games. So like we see all of it.
But
and we cook like bomb ass beef stew and chili and shit down here too. So
look,
I've
I've been listening to these Pats fans the last 20 years. I hear it every week at work. Back in 2015, I was sick and tired of all the Brady bandwagoners. started looking for new teams to follow. Josh was the one who got me into the Panthers, man. And let's face it, I've been so much happier with football ever since. So I can't wait to see Brady get suplexed into the dirt. I want to see this man's career end.
Did you see Reddick take Davis Mills off of his cleats?
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, and honestly, he was lucky he didn't get a flag for that.
This defense is good.
How did Derek Brown not get a flag against the Jets for that hit on Zach Wilson, where he just?
Yeah, I'm hoping that happens with
this defense is good for at least one sack a game. So week 1, Brown caught Wilson slipping. Week 2, Burns caught Winston slipping. Week 3, Reddick almost took the damn Mills kid head off. Let that be Brady. That's gonna be a flag, bro.
Hey, they about to put Darnold's head off too. Darnold's head off on a touchdown.
It's gonna be a flag. Make it count.
Yeah. It may be a flag next week when we touch when we go up against Prescott. It may be a flag.
If we playing Denver in the AFC Championship, I was cheering for the Patriots. I wanted a rematch.
We smoke them fools out.
It's taking us this long to talk about the goddamn refs because last night they screwed us over.
Oh boy,
was bad. We should have had at least 30 points. Like no joke, nothing changed.
Yeah.
We had 30 points.
Yeah,
DJ scored.
He did. I was saying that last night, and let's face it, if those refs weren't hating on us as hard as they were, I guarantee you we would have had at least 36 points.
Even toward the end of the game, there was a fumble, and they called it an incomplete pass. Now we didn't even recover it, but it was stupid. There was no way if he was in the David Mills was crammed up in a pile, and somebody reached up and pulled the ball completely out of his hands, and they said it was an incomplete pass. If I'm the league office, I'm just looking at the ref saying, "You're a moron."
Hey, by the way, you guys mentioned the part where Hassan Reddick put the boom on Davis Mills. Yeah, that's this one right here. He steps up, boom, destroyed. Oh, just absolutely not. By the way, listen, I love the way our defense. I love the way our defense rotates our guys too.
Yeah.
So that way you never know where the pressures are coming from.
Exactly.
And listen, Hassan Reddick understands that there's probably going to be an opportunity for Davis Mills to step up. Never gives up on the play, even though he's that far away, and just puts the boom on Davis Mills.
Oh my God.
So is it safe to say that is his welcome to the NFL moment?
Oh yeah. Hey, it was welcome to the NFL. Definitely.
Hey, we can't blame him for how he played yesterday. He played a lot better than a lot of people expected. He was poised a lot more than I was expecting him to play.
Yeah.
Hey, so real quick before we're running up
Josh,
on 2 hours. There's something. Yeah, Josh, you're muted. I don't know if you know, but hey, there is something that I wanted to move to. But before we get out of here today, I really want to talk about Joe Brady. And honestly, this is about Joe Brady and Sam Darnold, so I'll make it about both of them. And I said this earlier in our show. I think us losing Christian McCaffrey is, in a way, a blessing in disguise because this is going to force Joe Brady to open up the playbook and really be more creative, getting other guys involved in the game plan. A tremendous example of this is that 30-yard pass to Tommy Tremble. And what you'll notice is that he has 2 tight ends on the play running verts, so that way it really gives the safety. He has to make a choice about who they're going to cover. But we have Ian Thomas covering the middle of the field, and then Tommy Tremble going down the sideline. Sam Darnold throws a dot into a tight window right into the hands of Tommy Tremble for 30 yards. Like, that's incredible stuff by Joe Brady and Sam Darnold to be able to fit that ball in that window, take advantage of the coverage. I think Sam Darnold is playing very well. And I think that Joe Brady, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this, I think Joe Brady called his best game on Thursday Night Football after Christian McCaffrey went down. It took us a while.
Game in the second half.
Sure. And by the way, I think a part of that was after Christian McCaffrey went down, Christian is such a huge part of their game plan that when he went out, it took them a minute to be able to adjust to what they wanted to do. So now, they understand after halftime that they're going to be without Christian McCaffrey, and it really forced them to take advantage of some of the matchups that they had. And I felt like Joe Brady did a really good job doing just that.
Yeah, people we lost CMC, but most of the points we scored in that game came after CMC was out.
Yes.
Yeah, we went into the half at 7-6.
Yeah, it's disheartening that he went out and he's hurt, but at the same time, it's dude, even with him and Horn out, we still doing it. Through my cat call the other night, through adversity, through the struggle, this team still found a way. The Texans aren't the best opponent, but it doesn't matter because teams that win in the face of adversity they're good teams. Yeah. Foundationally, that's a lot about this team. Is we don't care.
Anybody want a beer?
They got hurt. They got whatever.
Appreciate it, bro.
Still rolling.
Drink one for me.
We're still gonna fucking come out here and we're gonna keep fucking pounding.
Yep.
That is the second half of that game last night was the perfect, real life happening of keep pounding. Was it not?
Man. So Josh,
start on both
I got
sides
something to say.
Yeah, we'll go to Blake and then we'll go to Nick.
Yeah.
So I was watching. I was on the Discord channel yesterday watching that game. I think Subi Kubi was on there. I don't know if anybody else jumped in there or not. So I saw Tony drop in there for a minute. I watched that second half after a terrible second quarter, and I was literally impressed with Sam Darnold and how he adjusted. Now, I watched a couple of things, and I saw some missed passes way downfield. And today at work, I got to watch the post game, and Tony turned into T-Baby.
Tripping. I know, man.
Oh, my God.
Bro, Tony was even going to come on today to try and further clarify because he saw that people were just fucking roasting him in the comment section.
Cody, I'm waiting for G-Baby to hop in here.
Somebody needs to get that man a My-Doll and a Snickers bar because he was the bro.
Yo,
I need some My-Doll and a Snickers, bro. I love it, dude.
The man with the truth.
Cody, you got Tony's address. You should ship some to him on Amazon.
Tony was supposed to hook me up with some Roaring Riot last year.
The Italian mother.
Yeah, man, we all do. Yeah,
dude, that I've never seen. I don't know what got into him. It must be his time of the month.
And to further that kind of debate that Tony and I were having, Troy Aikman even made it a point to say it on the broadcast that the Texans defense kept on doing these double high shells. So inevitably that was leaving the middle of the field open.
Yeah.
This goes back to my point about not only Joe Brady calling a really good game, but Sam Darnold making some great throws to the middle of the field. You see that they do some clever stuff with some motion later on here.
Yeah.
But look at where Sam places the ball over the head of the linebacker, right into the hands of DJ Moore. Maybe you can say the pass was a little bit behind him, but overall he still made a good throw. On this play, they incorporate some motion to kind of get the linebackers guessing where they're going to go. And Sam Darnold does a good job keeping his eyes downfield. That Joe Brady cuts off half the field for Sam Darnold, sees Erickson coming open, and just throws a laser beam right to the perfect spot to get us into the red zone. And this is what I'm talking about. Sam Darnold has shown the capability to make all the throws. And now Joe Brady is giving him better looks down the field because he doesn't have Christian McCaffrey to rely on. Yeah, go ahead.
I think 7.5 from the post show was a perfect rating to give him out of 10. But I mean, you go back and watch some of those throws in the second half, or some of the throws he didn't make. There was some open downfield, and that's no credit to T-Baby and his craziness that he had going on. But most of his points jumped up in the second half, where I would give him an 8.5 in the second half, the way he came out and adjusted, because to not have Christian out there, that did open it up. And I couldn't disagree with you more on not paying him. I think it was smart that but I mean, hey, to each their own. I mean, that's how I think. You have your opinion, that's fine. I mean, we can agree to disagree, but to not have him and to be able to open up that playbook was a cool thing to see, that we're not going to fold under the pressure and we can still be a compatible team or a competitive team with the other weapons that we have. That was great to see.
Real quick, before we all comment on that, okay? I got to do something real quick. We got 70 people watching and 48 thumbs up. C3 fam, we're able to do this every Friday night, every Tuesday night, after every game, now Wednesdays too, because you guys tune in, you guys hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. You want to be that asshole who hits the thumbs down? By all means. Okay,
they give the thumbs down. Thumbs up. Come to the house, yo.
Yeah, hit that thumbs up. Hey,
you give a thumbs down, I'm coming to your house and pounding on your wife. All right, they hear about it.
If you hit the thumbs down, you're getting Mydon Snickers.
Hey, hide your kids, hide your wife. If you hit the thumbs down button, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that subscriber shame, Nick. Hey, man, this is free. That's all we ask, man. If you like this Panthers discussion, hit the like button. Make love to that subscribe button. Take that notification bell out on a date, man. Wine and dine that son bitch for every single time the C3 podcast goes live, man. And, this is the Friday free-for-all, man. This is your show. If you want to come in, the link is in the description for you to be able to join. Man, I certainly appreciate that. Okay, what are we feeling now about Sam Darnold, right?
Well, I'm going to add this.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead, man.
I'm going to add this in about the game yesterday. We would not have won that game last year. Fact is, the year before that, we wouldn't have won it. Maybe when Cam was completely healthy, we may have won that game, but that game, and even when CMC went down, I said, "Oh shit, we've lost this game," and I meant that. I really thought that. Yeah, and then Sam, they had to get adjusted to that she wasn't there. But once they got started clicking, I saw Sam make plays that right away I thought, there's our guy, there's our quarterback. Now I know it's early, but I still say that's our quarterback.
Here's the wildest thing about it though. Like I mentioned it earlier.
Here it is.
Go ahead, Justin. I'm listening to you.
I'm laughing at Sam doing what he did in the second half of the game with no CMC, who was the awesome and safety valve.
Yeah.
And a piss poor O-line. Like the line had its moments where they were like, hey, we're gonna give you some time. He was able to go through his progressions. But if he can get an average line, like if we can give him some decent protection, that man is going to look like an MVP.
First round pick next year better be left tackle.
And for real.
I gotta say, like DJ Ball last night, there was a shot in the second half, if I'm recalling correctly, where Sam just put a little bit too much on it, and
that wasn't Sam. That wasn't Sam. If you go back and look at it, dude, DJ led off right before Sam threw the ball. So Sam thought that he was going to be further down the field than he was.
Bro, even if that is the case, DJ, I'm gonna need you to go watch some film on what Nuke does and OBJ. I'm gonna need you to start in your one. If he'd have caught it one hand and just kept it's Thursday night.
That would have been the realest shit ever.
A household.
I got a question.
Yeah, you're right though. That definitely would have been the realest shit ever if he would have reeled in that one-handed catch. And by the way, can I ask all this about DJ Moore? DJ Moore, I love him and what the man can do, but I feel like he always does this shit where after every single play he acts hurt for like 30 seconds until he just pops up and he's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm ready to go." It's like he always does this, man.
He's trying to get the yellow card. No,
that play last night, he legit had a stinger. Like he went kneecap with another player. Like that.
Right. There was that, but I'm talking about. I've thought this about DJ for 2 years now. Like after every single play, it's like he's slow to get up, or like he got the wind knocked out of him, and then it just pops right back up and runs to the huddle, and he's like, man, shit ever happened to him.
I think
killing some time on the clock.
You know, Steve Smith used to act like he was madder than hell at everybody. Whether he was or not, he was madder than hell at everybody. And as soon as he caught the bag, he made a play, then he looked for somebody to slap. Well, I think DJ's kind of the opposite. DJ wants everybody to, oh my God, is he hurt? And then he pops up. Now I'm good.
Or he'd be laying down wondering what he gonna eat for dinner.
Yeah, right. What kind of candy?
I have a steak tonight. Oh shit, we still in the game. Let me get my ass up.
Yeah, right.
They were checking.
Zero chill in the chat says no, Steve Smith watching over his shoulder. Ah, there you go.
Hey man, it really might be, man. It really might be.
It's all that candy. It's all that candy, man.
Why, like, even after he was.
Remember that?
He left it at Wofford.
He had that great fucking candy.
Yeah,
he left it at Wofford.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. He ate it all at Wofford.
Dude, DJ Moore.
That's like all the freshman girls.
Even last night when DJ Moore went to the sideline and you saw him over there, I was like, DJ, you fine, bro. Fucking get back out there and quit acting.
I was worried.
He's sitting down.
I was worried at first, but then I saw the look on his face, and I wasn't. I saw the look on his face, and I knew he was fine.
We had too many injuries before that, though. I was just like, no, fuck no.
I know, really, especially after the night that we had, dude.
Yeah.
Having another injury.
What's up, yo? I'm always partying.
That was a costly win.
Hey, so let me just ask y'all at this point. But one, let's go back to the Joe Brady, Sam Darnold thing. Were you impressed? Like, give me your thoughts on both of those dudes. Whoever wants to jump in. What did you like?
Yeah, I was impressed.
And I also make it a point to talk about Joe Brady too, because I do feel like last night was his best performance as a play caller.
Oh yeah, but that second quarter play calling was terrible.
Yeah,
like I know Christian. I know Christian went down. I know it took a couple of drives for us to really get the win back in the sales. But that second quarter play calling was terrible.
Well, remember in the first quarter they were shutting C-Mac down. They were bringing that extra guy or two up front. They were loading the box. Their defense was playing a little more aggressive against us. And then I don't know what happened mid second quarter, like literally like for 10 minutes of game time before C-Mac went down, dude, he started busting loose.
He was making his own adjustments. C-Mac was making his own adjustments.
Yeah, the man was just not to be fucked with. And then,
they even talked about pregame that.
Like, oh yeah.
They even talked about pregame with the coach that he said you can't expect to shut him down, just contain him a little bit because they know they couldn't shut him down.
Yeah.
So C-Mac makes his own adjustments.
It's a bullet wound, man. I mean, you could put a tourniquet on. It's gonna bleed no matter what. It's just you can hope. All you can hope to do is slow down the bleeding for a little while. That's it. That's all you can do with that, man. That is a bad. What is it? Gerald McCoy said that. That's a bad white boy. That is a bad white boy.
I like Gerald McCoy.
Yo, for real.
Yeah.
He's all right for a buck.
One thing in Joe Brady's play calling, when they were, I feel like Chuba's more of a slasher type runner. Like once he's able to set his foot and know what like he ain't juking anybody. He's just trying to use his speed.
Yeah.
So in the second half, I noticed that Brady was actually designing more runs towards, like, if not on the tackle's right heel, like I say, like if not on Moten's right heel or his left heel, his runs were coming off more so the edge. So, like, bro, speed kills. You got Tremble. I want to see moving forward because I like what he did in the second half. I want to see Brady have guys motion around, like just throw the defense off a little bit.
Yeah.
Having motion can oftentimes get people out of position, and that can help out the O-line. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. And another thing. Yeah,
forces the defense to show at least some of their hand. It forces them to do it, and you can see the plays where it's very rare you'll see, and this isn't just us. You'll see us or any other team bring somebody in motion, and you'll see the adjustment happen on the defense, and that's a tell. You now know at least what half of the defense is doing. Because
and by the way, yeah, I think it bears repeating too that Sam Darnold, to add to what you're saying, Josh, has looked really good on the run, like rolling out, moving up to the side, cutting off half the football field, taking advantage of your speed matchups with DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. Even during the New Orleans game, that first touchdown to Brandon Zylstra was a really well-timed ball on the second level. I think Sam is really good rolling out to his right. And also, Hugo, next up in the chat room, mentioned this too. Joe Brady has improved. I knew we weren't making this up when you said he has gotten better in the red zone. He used to piss me off with so many runs up the middle. And that kind of goes back to my Christian McCaffrey point. Now that you don't have Christian McCaffrey to just put the ball in his hands and hope and pray, like now that kind of forces Joe Brady to be more inventive in the red zone and use the weapons that he does have available.
And if if he's smart, once Christian comes back, how I said it earlier, just again motion Christian around. He can be out there for. Like, I don't have an issue with Christian being on the field for 90% of the snaps, but he doesn't need to be getting the ball. If we got 50 snaps in the game, Christian should be getting it 25 times. Just Christian comes back, it'd be a good way for him to get conditioned, get back in game shape, and teams will still have to worry about, hey, is Christian in the ball? Nah, we motioning him around for y'all to be afraid of him. We're gonna go ahead and feed Trumbull. We're gonna go ahead and feed Chuba. We're gonna feed Terrace. We're gonna feed DJ.
Yeah, get everybody sort of involved in that sort of mix. Hey, Blake, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I'll address the question that you brought up with Joe Brady and Sam Darnold. So with Sam Darnold, I said before the season started that I was cautiously optimistic, and I think he has outperformed my expectations. But one thing I would like to see him work on is maybe even calling an audible at the line of scrimmage. I mean, there's some issues where the defense lines up and there's going to be a busted play. I mean, we even saw it with Davis Mills. Davis Mills called audibles last night when he looked at the coverage. I mean, I would like to see Sam Darnold see something at the line and call an audible. That would show me he's comfortable in the pocket. Joe Brady, man, I think he's getting better week to week. I think he's cutting his teeth. He needs some time in the NFL before he gets that head coaching job, because I know he's a hot commodity right now. But I think this was his best second half for sure that he's had since he's been a Carolina Panther offensive coordinator. To be able to make those adjustments and spread the ball out like he did was great. So, I mean, I'm impressed with both of them more than I thought I would be throughout where we are now.
Yeah, I've definitely been impressed, man. It's like Sam hasn't had that performance that's like, 5 touchdowns and 600 yards. But again, one of the things I've been making it a point to say is that Sam is making progress every single time that we feel or that we see him. He's getting incrementally better every single performance, and that's all you can ask for. Yeah. And I'll go back to this, man.
Most improved.
Yeah, I'll go back to this, dude.
Every week.
And this really bears repeating. We have one of the worst offensive lines in football, and Sam damn near has 3 performances throwing for over 300 yards. That's insane to me. If any other quarterback is doing that, they're being mentioned as one of the best in the league. So it's like, dude, it really leads credence to that argument. Yeah, it leads credence to that argument that quarterbacks, so much of their success is dependent upon where they're drafted. Absolutely. And the offensive play caller, too.
One thing I definitely want to point out that Sam does very well that I haven't heard anybody talk about, his fakes, like his fake handoffs and all that. Yeah. He does that better than a lot of quarterbacks out there that I've seen, man. He does an amazing job with that, and I give him a lot of credit for that.
On that, like you just said, to add on to that touchdown run, that fake handoff was
beautiful.
I know.
Pulling the cameraman.
I'm about to say dirty words. That was Cam Newton-esque.
I told you.
Yeah. That mesh point where it looks like the running back is going to take it, and then he just yanks it back out of his freaking grip. It's
dude.
That was some Cam CMC.
I didn't think I would see that with him either.
Not a whole bunch of us didn't, because by the way, if you were just judging on the film that you had available, Darnold didn't do that kind of shit in New York, so there would be no reason to believe that he would, just based on evidence alone. Hey, sometimes these gut feelings that people have are legitimate, just like my gut feelings about Deontay Brown and Brady Christensen needing to be on this offensive line right now.
So
one
Cody,
more
bring
thing
up
with
Blast
Sam
Boys.
Darnold. With Sam Darnold, Adam Gase was the head coach and the quarterbacks coach, so he's got a quarterbacks coach now dedicated to him. He's actually got a good coaching staff around him now that can dedicate time to him that he actually needs.
And as they said on the broadcast last night, Sam, this isn't just a theory, because you look at the way he plays, the way he behaves, the way he acts. He's not playing like he has to be the hero. He's not going to be the guy. He's not feeling like he's got to drag the franchise to the finish line by himself.
That was brilliant by Matt Rule.
Wonder that does for a quarterback is I don't have to be that guy. Could you imagine if, again, I'm going back in time, imagine if Cam wasn't the guy who had literally had to drag the franchise kicking and screaming every step of the way his whole career in Carolina.
I was just about to say he doesn't have to be Superman.
That's what he did. That's what he did. He was the offense.
That was how he functioned, though.
Them kicking and screaming the whole way. Except for maybe John Stewart.
Dude, that's a good point. This Carolina team is a defensive-led football team.
100%.
The defense is going to get it done. And Sam Darnold, it's not – he's playing incredible football, but it's not incumbent upon him to be this franchise quarterback that makes all the wild throws because he has to. He doesn't have to be the best player on the football team. He just has to be good enough and run the offense and get things going and spread the ball around. And I think that second half, that complementary football, that second half of the game, that third and the fourth quarter, not only did our offense adjust to a bad offensive line, adjust to losing their best weapons, but you really got to see the potential of what this offense could be, man. Sam can make all the throws.
He's what we wanted. He's what we wanted Teddy to be.
Yeah, well, yes, 100%, dude.
So that's what we wanted Teddy to do.
I have a question. So,
the long run that was but wasn't. That long 30-yard run that.
I might have that too.
That was bullshit. That was bullshit. The refs calling that play. That was absolute
uncatchable pass interference call. I mean,
the refs did everything to take every fucking piss out of this game. The NFL as a league should be embarrassed, and the NFLPA should be on the phone and being like, "What are you guys doing?"
I go off on Twitter. I just do.
It's a primetime game, regardless of our team being involved. This is a primetime game. I'd be just as upset if it was the Cowboys and Green Bay, or name two teams. This is a bad look.
It doesn't matter,
have that many fucking flags. It's a bad fucking look for the league. Period. And
hey, how many more shittily called games will it take before we start seeing some longest yard shit happening on the field?
It's gonna start with Rodgers. He got the kind of arm that would do something like that.
Yeah,
I feel like Rodgers is the kind of guy that catch a ref slipping.
Hey man, real quick, shout out to Jeff for the $10 love bomb, brother. We definitely appreciate you. We got the richest owner We got the best running back. We got the best defense, second youngest team in the NFL, second largest free cap space, the best wide receiver and cornerback. We are undefeated. Love the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to you, Jeff, man. What a fantastic comment, brother. Absolutely love it.
And I wanted to draw a parallel. The Seahawks, early years of Russell Wilson's career, the Seahawks were predicated on the defense that they had. We all are aware of what type of defense they had. And Russell Wilson essentially being a game manager. They had Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. They didn't ask Russell Wilson to do a whole lot. And their defense pretty much always put them in a position. Like the defense played so dominantly. The offense again, Russell Wilson never had to do a whole lot. If the Panthers are taking a similar formula, as Jeff just his comment just alluded to, young ass defense, young ass team, defense number one currently. We're in a damn good position moving forward with Sam.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Teddy Bridgewater said it last year, but I think it rings so much truer this year. I know we're only 2 weeks in. This Teddy is a tough ass football team.
Yeah,
this is a tough ass football team. Period.
We in a good position. Like I said, I was watching ESPN earlier this morning, and it was irritated. I'm gonna say this real quick. I don't know if it's so much a shout out, but an appreciation of them actually paying attention. Mina
Kimes,
and Marcus Spears. Those are the only two analysts that seem like they actually watch Carolina Panthers football, which they were actually giving Sam his props for playing behind the line, like the line protection faltering the way it did, and they were giving Sam his props, speaking on how elite this defense is. And they were saying it. I put it in the comment earlier that so far we've played 12 quarters of football. The Carolina Panthers defense, I don't care how you want it. Oh, it's the Jets, it's the Saints, it's the Texans. Out of 12 quarters of football, the Carolina Panthers defense have pitched shutouts in 7 quarters. You don't just mistakenly do that.
No,
that ain't no fluke. Those are all NFL offenses.
That's consistency,
right? And we gotta get this Raiders fan the fuck out of here. Get them out there.
You see how Sam, like in my opinion, my view of what I'm seeing from Sam, week to week, he's getting more confident in what he can do and what his receivers, what his weapons can do. He's hell. To his fault, he might be trusting the O-line a little bit too damn much. Sam's getting more confident, and I've seen that man make passes that Teddy would dream of fucking making. Like putting the ball between 2 defenders, a defender hands stretched out, and the ball whips by with less than maybe an inch of separation. Receivers making soundly catches. Like, bro, we get this man a solid O-line. CMC's out. That might be a blessing in disguise. Joe Brady opened the playbook and start, bro.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, man. And again, this is Sam Darnold's next gen stats. 23 of 34, 304 yards, no throwing touchdowns. He did have 2 rushing touchdowns. And then 24.7% of those completions were 10 plus yards.
Oh, yeah.
So, dude, again, you know, we're not being hyperbolic when we say, hey, if Sam gets a better offensive line, dude, this is what he's doing with the bullshit O-line. If we actually get some dogs in there, dude, who knows what the potential of this team is, man? It could be a legitimate nightmare. Also,
I said it draft night. I'll say it again tonight because we didn't get Justin Fields, so I didn't have to shit my pants. If we can get Sam Darnold at least a upper half of the league O-line, I will shit my pants. You heard it.
Dude.
You heard it. No,
I've known Josh for 10 years. He will.
Oh, I believe it. Hey.
If you doubt me, let me know you doubt me. And send me your address on Twitter. I will not only shit in them britches, I will autograph them and send them to your fucking door.
Dude, listen, I haven't known Josh for 10 years, but I don't need you to know that this dude will shit in his pants if he says that he's going to, dude.
Hey, Cody.
That's 100% sure. Yeah.
If we get to like let's say week 7 and we're awesome, amazing, would you trade your first round pick for a tackle for some like shitty team that's rebuilding?
I mean, dude, like I mean, okay, but this is a good question too. I brought this up last night that potentially, now that Penei Sewell was playing left tackle for the Lions, that Taylor Decker could potentially be the odd man out over there if he doesn't want to move to right tackle. So then that begs the question, would the Panthers be willing? We don't have a second round pick, and Taylor Decker is an all pro. So essentially you'd be giving up our first round pick to be able to trade for Taylor Decker or pretty much any other tackle. I mean, if we're going to trade for a tackle, if we're going one more thing, if we're going to trade for a tackle that's actually good enough to start for us, then there's no way we're giving up less than a first round pick to get that player. And if that does happen, then the Panthers aren't picking until the 3rd round if we do that. So I don't know. Knowing that we need a tackle, we also potentially need a left guard and a center, so it's like, how much are you willing to give up? It also, and I know I'm long-winded here, but it also goes back to we're going to potentially have to pay Brian Burns and DJ Moore after this year and take on Taylor Decker's contract, whatever the hell that is. So
it's expensive.
It's a tough question. Yeah.
He just signed. He just signed a contract.
Go ahead. Go.
He just signed a new contract. It would actually put the Detroit in pretty bad cap issues, and they ain't got a lot of free space anyway to trade him. It's almost cap impossible for them to trade him.
Well, but that's the thing is that's the beauty of negotiation is it can be written up where we take on a portion of that, like
like the Teddy deal.
Get on the horn with the Lions and tell them you got this motherfucker up in Massachusetts who, on top of the first round pick, I will shit my pants.
Dude, he'll shit his pants.
Oh yeah, that'll do
it.
Come on.
We're still paying for part of Teddy's contract.
Real quick before we go any further on that, boys, we got like 65 people watching, 60 thumbs up. It's Friday night. Break out that massage oil. Give that thumbs up a nice.
The Robert Kraft.
Oh no! That's the Deshaun Watson, bro. That's that Deshaun Watson, dude.
No. This is consensual. It's all right. That's just it. They'll get a rub down. You get a tackle. I shit my pants. It's fine. I don't see a problem.
Hey, that sounds like
rub off, not a rub down.
Yeah. Hey, that sounds like a good Friday night to me. Shit. I don't know why your Friday night is like.
Hey, man, I do want to bring something up real quick.
Yeah.
Go.
So Justin was talking about how there wasn't very many national media getting behind the Panthers. I don't know if anybody had a chance to catch Good Morning Football this morning. I watched it on the way to work. Kay Adams. Well, hold on. Kay Adams was wearing the Sam Darnold shirt where he drew the logo. So she was wearing it. But what was really cool is Kyle Brandt. I like him sometimes and I hate him sometimes. He was crapping on us, and Kay Adams stopped him talking, which never happens with the Panthers. She's like, okay, Kyle, do not be a hypocrite, because they were talking about the Saints game, talking about how trotting out whatever you have on the field, blah, blah, blah. And Kay was like, hold on a second. The Saints had to trot out what they had. If it was a flip, the script would have been flipped with the Panthers having out. We would have been talking about how good Jameis was throwing. Yep. And so it was really nice to see. Like, I literally talked out loud in my car by myself. I said, thank you, Kay Adams, because we get so much disrespect on that show. And anytime there's a highlight, we've had some dope highlights from the first 2 weeks. They always skip over our highlights on Good Morning Football because we're a small market team. And Kyle Brandt was talking about how we were a small market team. He said he called us a good little team this morning. And Kay's championing for us. She was wearing the Sam Darnold shirt. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I've been saying this to everyone at work, okay? Because they're all Pats fans or Buck fans for that matter. Okay, just wait till week 9. Just wait until week 9 because we are going to put them in the dirt. Mac Jones will want to retire.
I
You're
hope so.
talking about Zach
Next time I
Wilson
go to
seeing
that
ghosts.
game.
Mac Jones will see major ghosts. That dude is already not doing as well as people thought that he would have.
Dude, I just love that the two Boston guys we have on here just fucking hate the Patriots, dude. I fucking love that.
Hold on. I don't. It's not. Again, my issue isn't with the Patriots. Like straight up, I will give all the credit in the world to Bill Belichick. Like when it comes to the Brady or Belichick argument, I'm a Belichick guy. Like I will absolutely give it to
K's
him.
hot. K Adams is hot.
Yeah, I will straight up give it to that man because everybody goes, whoa, Brady, this Brady. I'm like, who drafted him? Who gave him all those opportunities? Because everybody forgets Brady's first season when he was the starter, which wasn't his rookie season, he wasn't all that great for a lot of games. He was carried by a top-tier defense. Brady has only won one Super Bowl without a top-5 defense supporting him. These are the facts of life. And guess what? Even in Tampa, same thing happened. But none of these Pat fans listen to it because they're all pink hats. They're not real football fans. They're just, oh, my home team's winning. That's the only. And now they're all on the verge of turning. They're all either on the verge of turning on the team and they're Tampa fans, quote unquote, or they're like, oh well, Mac Jones is the second Brady because he runs like a bag of shit. And I'm like, dude, no, like he either can't handle the full Patriots playbook or they're just holding him back. And
Josh, did you see that play?
I'm starting to lean to the fact that they don't think he can handle the whole playbook. And he is for most of his career going to be a guy who leans on a really strong run game and a defense in order to win that game.
Yeah, but Josh, think about where he got his success from. In Alabama, he got his success because they had a top-level O-line in front of him. And all of his weapons were awesome.
They were the top line everything. How many Alabama offensive players between the line and the receivers went in the first round this year? How many? What, 6?
It was a stupid amount. I know in watching the individual player rankings before the draft, I think Alabama had 7 players in the top 50. It was insane.
And look at what Tua did with that same exact offense. And now he's in Miami and he's not awful, but he's not.
Tua will have a better career.
Not first round worthy.
You want to know the real question though? The real question though is Kay Adams a Caroline can? Can she hold a candle?
Dude, I think we should trade at least 2 first-round picks to get Caroline Cam back. I'm on that bus. I'm on that bus, and not only am I on that bus, I'm driving that bus. We got plenty of.
Jordan Rodriguez back in too.
Nah, you talk about routes. You talk about routes.
Talking about routes.
Female reporter talk about routes.
But hey, I did. So I remember that I saved this to my timeline, and I thought that it was so cool that there was no way that we couldn't talk about it, and it's relevant to us, man. The last couple of times that the Panthers started 3-0 in their team history, in 1996 we lost the NFC Championship game. In 2002 we just missed the postseason. In 2003, we went to the Super Bowl and lost, as you all know. And 2015, we went to the Super Bowl. So whenever the Panthers go 3-0, dude, that's a sign of good things to come, man. This defense is still holding people to a record number of low yards that hasn't been done since 1992. Okay, that's crazy for us right now.
Yeah, wasn't it an Eagles team that did that too?
Yeah, and they had Reggie fucking White.
And they had what, Reggie White?
Yeah, they had Reggie White just destroying everything. So
the best test. No. Oh. The best test for our defense is coming up. It's going to be the Cowboys.
Audio is just crapped out on me.
The Cowboys defense is shit. But their offense. The Cowboys have some weapons on offense. So if we can get to that, I ain't even gonna question shutting down the run. Zeke ain't eating. Tony Pollard ain't eating. If we get to Dak early and often, they gonna have national media gonna have to start giving us the respect we deserve because the defense is free. It ain't been a fluke.
Yeah, dude, and especially if we do it to the Dallas Cowboys, knowing the America's football team. But yeah, dude, it's so stupid. But also, like, just knowing that they do get so much spotlight, man. If the Panthers put out a really good showing against that offense, and they have a good O-line, and they've got 2 running backs in obviously Ezekiel Elliott, and I believe the guy's name is Pollard, something like
Tony
that.
Pollard.
Yeah, Tony Pollard. Like, they have a legitimate offense, and if our Panthers continue to do that same thing, dude, I think that we're looking at an all-time NFL defense.
I think the Cowboys might want to make sure their backup gets a couple of first string reps, because the last time we had a really good defense and we played them, we had a really good defense. We ended their quarterback's career.
Hey, Cody.
Yeah.
Cody, what's the?
Oh, the wheel of death.
The wheel of death. Damn, literally, right as he was about to ask the question, too, man. That's
so real quick, while we wait for him to come back, I've been meaning to ask this question to Cody and you, Josh. What about swapping out our center for Blastoise?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know that it's that simple. I like him better as a guard more than I do.
Doesn't Brady Christensen have at least some experience at every position on the line?
Dude, I don't want Deontay Brown or Brady Christensen playing center. That's not where they're best served. They're better at guard and at tackle. So
I get that, but I mean, if it's an upgrade at center over Paradis, then is it maybe worth it to just
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, but then again, Josh, going back to what you were saying earlier, if both of your guards are getting beat up, now your center is a guy that isn't a traditional center having to do all those same things. So it's like now you're overwhelming him at a position that you don't hope him to be playing long term.
You put him at center, and then you put Blastoise at your left guard position.
Yeah, or right guard. That's what
doesn't the center do defensive line calls or set protections?
It depends on your offense. Some teams, the quarterbacks call that. Like in New England, that is the one. That is things I will give Mac Jones his props for. He calls the O-line protection for the Patriots. He does.
I know how it used to be when Cam was here and Matt Khalil was here, but I don't know how it is now.
Well, by the way, that too got blown into a big discussion too when Cam said that I've never had to do that before in that interview thing they did. I also wanted to clarify that that's true for a bunch of other quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
That the center also calls out the mic. Aaron Rodgers did
Herbert.
that. Herbert. Dude, there's a bunch of players where the center calls out the mic. That is no slight against Cam Newton's ability to make calls and checks.
And we don't know in Carolina if Paradis is calling the protections, it's going to be harder to replace him unless you're planning to teach Sam to do that. And it may, it's going to be harder to replace Paradis for that.
I mean, you could move Paradis to guard if you want to replace him.
I think at LSU when Brady was there, I mean, granted, he was just their passing game coordinator, but I'm pretty sure even at LSU, their center was responsible for that. Cody would probably know more than me, but I don't recall that being even a Joe Burrow thing.
Well, at the college level, the play call comes in from the sideline.
Yeah,
so it is a little bit different. The center and the quarterback have a lot more obligations in the NFL. But Blake is joining us again. Blake, your internet crapped out on you in the middle of your question, man. So let's try this again. What do you want to ask?
Speaking of internet crapping out, remember when I joined the live stream for the draft party and my power got knocked out for the whole night?
Yeah, that was you. Yeah, that
anyway,
sucked, man.
Yeah, it was awful, but I got back up. Anyway, my question was, what's the name of the guy that's Tony's alter ego that the laundry guy has in his profile pic?
Dude, that guy, I give him major props. He has had me laughing the entire night.
What's that guy's name? It's a celebrity, right?
I don't know. So, dude, he has a show.
There he is.
Yeah,
that's
guy,
right.
by the way, dude,
that's T-Baby. T-Baby.
It's T-Baby.
T-Baby.
Listen, this guy right here has his own show on Discovery Plus called The Laundry Guy. And I saw it one day. Dude, I was with my mom watching TV and we see this dude, the laundry guy, and we're both like, that looks just like fucking Tony, dude.
I remember that show when that came up.
That looks 100% like him. And now, dude, this shows you how awesome the C3 fans are, dude. Because someone made a YouTube account just to be called the laundry guy and troll Tony in the chat room. Dude, I fucking love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. And by the way, that comment too, if we beat the Cowboys next week, I'll do a line of detergent. Dude, that's fucking awesome, man.
Hey,
That's
Cody,
so
on Tuesday night, you're going to have to bring that up to Tony. He's going to have to do a line of detergent. If we win.
Dude,
You know,
I've been saying that this is
about
Tony's brother.
Is my job is I work in I live in Western Mass, like out in the sticks, but I work in the greater Boston area and I fix commercial laundry equipment for a living.
If he does a line of detergent, he's got to chase it with a Tide Pod.
Oh, hey man, but
hey, whoever has their TV going in the background, if you could like turn it down because we can all hear it.
Yeah, any background noise, try and mute your microphone when you're out there. But dude, I just fucking love C3 fans. Shout out to the C3 family, man. One, that's all of you joining us, and I certainly appreciate you for joining. And everybody in the chat room, man. C3 fan base keeps on growing. We love all this content that we're putting out, dude. Having a great time. And listen, it helps us that the Panthers are fucking good too, man.
Yeah,
when the Panthers are good, more people are interested. We're gonna get more people coming through here, dude. How about this? Your team. I'm speaking to every one of you. Your team is 3-0, boys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All this shit.
Let's go. Your team, Josh, and your team, Justin, and your team, Kevin, and your team, Nick, and your team, Blake, and your team, Panther Rule. They're all 3-0, baby.
Hey, Cody, you want to know what the icing on the cake is?
What's that?
What are the Falcons at right now?
Oh, they 0-2. Like some sorry sons of bitches, bro. Sorry as hell.
Wait, hold on. This last week, the Falcons lost by exactly 23 points.
You hate to see it, dude.
28-3.
You hate
forever.
to see it.
That number should be blocked from the Falcons from anybody be able to wear that jersey number.
Yeah, true.
I'm going to say it right now. If you guys have any Falcons fans or have any Falcons fans who are friends, send them a little letter in their mailbox saying 28-3. Just do it.
That's right, man.
Hey, the laundry guy's coming with fire.
I work with a Falcon fan, and right after that Super Bowl, he missed the Monday, but right after the Super Bowl, I had to page him. And I went to the paper plant to bring a large roll of paper out, and I paged him. I said, "Mr. 28, I need that paper out to the machine." Over there. He shut off. He left. He left the plant entirely.
I'm sure he would. Hey, you know what, dude? I don't even blame him. Dude, I couldn't even imagine showing my face the next day, man. And dude, and you know what? You know what made it better? Because especially it happening the year after we went to the Super Bowl, like I didn't think that it could feel as worse for a team coming off of that Super Bowl performance after that season the Panthers had. But then I'm hating it all the next year that the Falcons are fucking good. But dude, it was so perfect the way they lost that Super Bowl the very year after us, dude. That's And my brother, me and him had a bet going that whoever, I had the Patriots, he had the Falcons. Whoever won had to buy dinner for the other at a restaurant of their choosing. And the whole time, my brother is like, oh, dude, we're going, he's saying a Morton Steakhouse and all this other shit. I'm thinking that I have to pay up and pay for dinner. Bro, let me tell you.
Does that mean
good?
Does that mean our hate for the Patriots or Tom Brady is more than our hate hate for the Falcons is more than our hate for Tom Brady?
Oh no, I can hate them all equally.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I've dealt with the Pats for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
I've dealt with Brady for all of it, and I'm ready.
Right.
I'm ready to see Brady get sacked into next year.
I don't really hate the Patriots as much as I do Bucks, Falcons, and Saints. I thoroughly enjoy whipping them.
How would you guys feel? How would you guys feel if we end up in the Super Bowl this year against the Broncos with Teddy at the helm?
I love it.
Dude, let me tell you, I would love nothing more than to get that Super Bowl back against that team. But dude, there's that part of me that's also would be fucking scared to death. If there's any team that I fucking don't want to beat us again, especially with that quarterback, dude.
I wanted the Patriots in 2015 to beat the Broncos because I wanted a rematch.
Yeah,
the last Super Bowl.
Man. Yo, I've said for years the Patriots intentionally lost that game because they knew that they could probably they would have beat the Broncos if they wouldn't have beat us in the Super Bowl.
No.
You mean to tell me Tom Brady couldn't find a way around that team? Really? Of all the teams,
he almost did.
Think of all the teams that man vanquished in the playoffs. And I mean, there's some great ones. The Ravens for several years back when they had Ed Reed and freaking Ray Lewis, and they couldn't get past the Broncos with Von Miller.
Brady never beat Luke Kuechly.
They never kicked those field goals. They were right there.
Nope.
Never beat Lip, never beat Luke, never beat Cam. Dude, there's no two teams that I would rather always see lose to the Panthers than the Falcons and the Saints. It's those two teams above everyone, above absolutely everyone. It's Falcons 1A and then Saints 1B.
It's pretty fun to beat the Cowboys.
This year for me, it's the Bucks, man. I want
Bucks and Cowboys.
I want to stomp them this year, yo.
Yeah.
Just
prior to this season,
I don't care if the game's close because the way our defense is, if they can stay clicking like this, yo, we're gonna put a hurting on them monks. We are gonna.
It would feel really good to shut up the national pundits if we beat the Cowboys because they're such a huge market team.
Oh.
A small market team to shut them up, and they don't have anything to talk about.
I just want to shut up the guys at work. The Cowboy fans at work, I just want to shut them up. I might be suspended that day from work. That's
I will. If we beat the Cowgirls, I will shut my pants.
The Cowgirls got it going on though.
Yo, I don't know what my problem is. I'm just looking to shit my pants. Apparently, I don't know.
I was about to say, Josh. I mean, at what point
have to make
do
a
you
bet
not
to do
shit your
that? You know,
pants?
you can just do it.
Yeah,
I'm just looking for reasons, and man, nobody's cashed in on it.
Is anybody?
Josh, I will give you $5 if you shit your pants right now.
Nah, yo, I'm gonna need.
What's the Cash App? Show the Cash App.
Yeah, save it for before one of the games one day. That way we can really get our views up. But I wanted to bring one more thing up before we got out of here that I definitely wanted to, not necessarily ask, but I wanted to mention too, because there's been a lot of talk about, the Panthers are a small market football team, and that's why we don't get a bunch of credit. I also want to remind you that Kansas City is a small market football team. But you know why you don't think so? Because they win so many fucking games that they're always on primetime television. So the point that I want to make is that the Panthers can be a primetime team just like everybody else. If we start winning, you're talking about the Carolina Panthers on Sunday Night Football 2 or 3 times a year, man. Like, we just have to continue to build this. It grows the market. It grows the profile of the football team. Dude, I'm ready for the primetime Panthers, y'all.
I do have a serious question.
They're gonna have to flex some of our games too. Like, we keep winning like this, they're gonna have to flex some of our games.
Yeah, they will. They will flex them if we keep winning.
With the markets, small markets, large markets, I don't know. I've never been this far north. I figure this is a perfect question to ask to our two Northerners.
Probably Green Bay.
Is New England really a large market, or is it just because Tom Brady was there and so dominant for so long?
It was Tom Brady.
The same deal with Kansas City.
Oh, no. The Patriots actually had a really, really, really loyal following. Like, I mean, even before Gillette Stadium was a thing, the stadium they had before, the old Foxborough Stadium, there weren't actually seats. It was a big stadium. It held like 40,000 people, but they were still like bleachers. You sat on aluminum benches. And, people, that's why when they started winning, it was such a big deal up here because, like, dude, the Patriots were bad for a very, 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 very long time. So it was that group of diehards who stuck with it that were like, they started seeing the emergence. And those were the ones who truly enjoyed and, like, got the most out of those first couple Super Bowls. And
like
then
the Browns right now.
Yeah, and then after the first 2 Super Bowls, then it started becoming a thing. Like, you started seeing, like, a predominance of kids in school, because I was in high school at the time. You started seeing kids wear, like, jerseys and hoodies, like, and not just, like, the kids who were, like, big-time football guys, but, like, the kids who were, they weren't that into football. Like, it became predominant. So, I mean, it was certainly helped on, but the Patriots definitely had, like, that's honestly, it's kind of a New England thing. Being a diehard sports fan is a New England thing. It really is. Like, I mean, that's how I got into the Panthers. It was '95. They were a new team. I was 8 years old. I was new to football. They were new to football. So I picked then and there. And went.
One thing I do want to say about people up here, at least between, let's just say 2001 and 2010.
Yeah,
a lot of it was because the Patriots were winning. A small part of it was Tom Brady. It's just up here. It seems like you have a lot more people that are biased towards teams in Massachusetts just because of the location. It seems like it's more the case up here than
baseball
it is
too.
At least down south.
Oh,
yeah.
You cannot deny the Red Sox fandom. Them dudes are hoping to make a playoff push, and their fan base is exploding over the potential to just make a playoff push.
Yeah.
They're all some loyal mugs, though.
One thing I want to say is
loyal mugs.
Yeah, we are. But one thing I want to say is between like 2011, 2012, that's when you really had those Tom Brady bandwagoners that just hopped on. And I got sick and tired of it, man. That's the whole reason why I became a Panthers fan.
Bro, prior to the season, I was expecting our defense to take a step in the right way, but I wasn't expecting us to ball out the way that we were.
Same.
And having that they had Cam on the squad, I was genuinely hoping, like, hey, they get all the guys back that they didn't have due to COVID last year. They got some weapons for them. I was like, I was honestly hoping the Patriots won the Super Bowl this year because they had Cam, and I wanted people to, like, recognize that this dude is actually skilled.
Yep.
And they cut him. It's like, even on the schedule, I was like, we play the Patriots, man. I was telling my wife, like, that's going to be a tough-ass game for me to watch. Like, the Panthers is going to be like, come on, let's go. But then the Cam fans going to be like, come on, Cam.
It would have been a weird game, man. That's the game that all Panther fans wanted to go to, man.
I wanted to go to.
They cut him.
That's why we picked that game to go to. Like, so we've got me and Nick going down. We've also got 2 Patriots fans coming with us. But I mean, it's also the first time me and Nick are traveling for a game, and like other people are coming with us. So like, there's 4 of us going down. We got a nice lake house, like, it's either on the lake or like on the side of a river or whatever. But it's like 20 minutes outside of downtown Charlotte. It's like The whole situation just couldn't have worked out
Mountain Island Lake.
Cam, and then I was like, all right, well now it's the Mac Jones early retirement party, motherfuckers.
After they cut Cam, I was like, bro, they finna destroy that man. Like that
What
matchup.
was your question?
Yes, because that dude, Patriots offensive line is trash. Dude, I saw what Chase Young did to Isaiah Wynn. He just and Pats fans talk about Isaiah Wynn like he's some kind of like great left tackle. No, dude, like I get it. Chase Young is Chase Young, but dude, he blew by that man like motherfuckers hop over the fucking in New England in Boston they don't call it a subway, they call it the T. But motherfuckers, dude, he blew by him like motherfuckers hop over the fucking turnstile to get on the T. Like went by him, wasn't even there. Just boom.
Dude, and the funny thing is, I showed one of the guys at work that fucking play where Brian Burns blew out that Saints O lineman. And he had never really seen Brian Burns play before, and he saw that play and his eyes went wide. He's like, "That's who we got to defend against." I'm like, "Oh yeah, and by the way, here's the guy that's on the other side." Have fun.
There's a clip on YouTube where Brian Burns hits. I think it was from last season. He hit. It might have been against the Saints this year. He hit the left tackle with a stutter go. Like it looked like a receiver taking off, and then he hesitates, and then he go. I'm a fan of this team, and I'm watching this shit like, oh my god, you're not supposed to be able to move like that. He hit him with a heavy go, like, bruh. And then you got Reddick, like they having to. Oh, we gonna double Brian, but Reddick coming. Oh, let's double Reddick. But we got Brown coming up the middle. Oh, let's double.
Hey, who's that Morgan Fox dude blowing through the line, bro?
Jones, bro.
Davion Nixon, bro. We've got the
and then you got Country Strong.
Yo,
Country Strong.
They'll blitz chin.
Dude, we got the bulldozer.
Go ahead.
We got the bulldozer. We got Spider-Man. We got the Black Panther, and we got Star Fox. Who else you need?
Hey, Brown need to be called Juggernaut. We need to call Brown the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Juggernaut.
He laid on Wilson. He hit the Juggernaut, bitch.
This defense is so nasty that, like, never mind the dick, the nipples. No, my teeth get erect when I watch this fucking defense. My teeth get fucking harder. I don't even understand it.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason. I can't.
Cody, what was your question?
My question?
Yeah, didn't you pose a question to the group?
Yeah, I forgot at this point, bro. We just bullshitting.
He was asking what gets erect first.
Yeah. I wanted to know how your teeth get erect. I'm trying to do that and see if that gets my jollies off, you know. But hey man, dude, we're going on 3 hours, man. I fucking love y'all. I appreciate y'all for hanging out and joining us today, man, for this edition of the Friday Free for All. You already know that we're here every single Friday. Dude, we're here every single Friday at 7 p.m. We're going to do this every Friday throughout the rest of the season, man. I'm pumped. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content. If you're into YouTube right now, hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell for every single time that we go live. These are your shows, man. You can do like everyone you're watching on screen right now. You can come on, talk to us, tell us what you think about these Carolina Panthers, man. You already know what it is. This is C3 Podcast. Before we jump out of here, we wanted to do some, I know some of you wanted to do some ice up picks. So to make sure that we're time efficient, I ask everybody to keep it semi-short so that way we can get everybody in. But if you have an ice up pick off the top of your head or something you want to get off your chest, you want to ice someone up, but dude, now's your time to do so, man. Go ahead and do your thing, shoot your shot. I'll let whoever wants to jump in.
Josh.
Hey, we're going to do this every week, by the way. This is going to be a weekly thing at the end of the show.
Perfect ice up pick. So, you know, we saw that pictures of Teddy in the dress. We would call him Tedisha. Yo, we got another Isha to ice up. It's Tonisha. Because apparently she was on that heavy flow this week, needing them Might-Alls, and them Snickers, and that dark chocolate, and that Rocky Road ice cream. Yo, Tony, cut that awful hair. Get out your goddamn feelings. Get a number 7 Shaq jersey and keep pounding, fool.
Hey, let me piggyback on that one. Because a couple weeks ago I was watching and Tony had his hair down, and I said, "Man, Tony looks like Cruella DeVille."
Hey, I ain't gonna let y'all sit here and
I love Tony to death. He's one of my favorite people to watch when I watch the podcast. But those strip sacks or those fumbles were not Darnold's fault.
They were.
Tommy Tremble, I think, missed a block. He was in mid throwing motion. There he is. There's T Baby right there on the screen.
His comments are so good.
Shark Week.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, dude, that's so fucking hilarious.
The laundry guy, I don't know who you are, but me and you need to get together and drink.
Dude, he's a
awesome.
champion, dude. He's a fucking legend. I love it.
It's probably Tony.
Tony wouldn't dig on himself that much.
No, Tony's lurking in here. Tony made a burner account, and he's lurking in this chat, I bet.
Oh, Tony and Teddy, they got burners. They got
Tony
burners.
and Teddy.
Tony in a tree.
Tonisha, a.k.a. T-Baby, and his girlfriend, Teddisha.
Hey, what's going on with G-Baby? Why are you so mad at the world?
I want G-Baby to hop on one Friday night.
Dude, that's what I'm...
Yeah.
He won't do it.
He won't do it. If you out there, how come you don't come in here and bullshit with us, bro? This show is made for you. This show is made for you to come talk shit, bro. That's what Free For All is all about, man.
He wasn't ready.
He's scared of this. Yo, dude, we got on the screen, yo. He's scared of this front fucking seven.
I do want to leave everybody with a nugget. There is, if you have a TikTok, you have to look this up. There is a series this guy does. His tag is Benchwarmer Brand, but he's got a series that he does called Bust Anonymous for all fantasy players. So what happens is all the people, big names you think expect are going to put up 20, 30, 40 points. He brings them in, he plays the character, and he talks about how bad their performance was. Like, I've even seen him slap players with a tortilla shell. Like, it is hilarious. Benchwarmer Brand, Bust Anonymous. Look it up. It's awesome.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, let's Justin, what you got, man?
My ISO, Troy Aikman. That man found it so damn hard to give Sam any kind of fucking credit, and then had the nerve to talk about what the Cowboys got coming up and Troy Aikman. ISO, give credit where credit is due. Ice up this week, and then get the ice bath ready because you're gonna have to ice up again when the Cowboys get their ass done in by the Panthers.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Ice up.
Ice up. Love that, man. Love that.
K-Box, you got one, or you want me to go?
I got one. Ice up to the douchebag who took my debit card and spent $500 on Amazon.
Yeah, dude, I saw that on your Facebook, man.
He tried to spend $1,000, but it got declined because I'm broke. 500.
The perks of being broke,
right?
People who steal from other hardworking people are the fucking scum of the earth, dude.
Oh, I found a email because they said my payment got declined. I didn't get like a unusual activity or anything like that.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. The people who do that shit and then buy shit on Amazon,
I'm like,
where's that shit going to?
Yeah,
it's going to your house.
Go to a bar. Like
that's a good ice up right there. The refs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Karen Choi.
That's a damn good ice up.
That's a damn good ice up, man. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry that happened to you, man. I thank God. That happened to me a few times. It wasn't for that amount of money. I thank God my bank has this thing that it texts me. It's like, hey, did you make this purchase?
I do too.
Yeah, dude. If it wasn't for that, I'd have never known. It was like somebody buying like men's jewelry, and not even expensive jewelry. It was like $7 like bracelets and shit. Like
I go to the grocery store and I get that shit, and I'm like,
yeah, dude. Like,
bro, hey,
on
Fidelity's the worst though. I get a notification. Fidelity, did you just take a piss? Did you just spend a penny?
Yeah,
that's awful. Fidelity does not stop.
Yeah, I know, man. I know, dude. I hope you you get your money back in a timely fashion, Kevin. That's for sure, bro.
Up to 10 business days.
Panther Rule, you got one or?
No, I'm good, Joe.
Right.
I haven't slept since yesterday, so.
Oh shit!
I'm
okay.
getting ready to go to bed in a minute.
Panther Rule,
yours can be the rest from last night because they were.
Yeah, what I had to go at work. I had to be at work at 2:00 this morning. So.
Oh, that's why.
Oh,
hey, yeah. So you must have stayed up late watching the Panthers and just said,
I did.
Yeah, might as well just stay up. Why not?
Yeah, I did.
Well, hey, man, get some rest, brother. I appreciate you staying up with us, man. Staying up. I saw you in the chat room last night, and you're here today. Dude, you're a dedicated fan, man. You're a dedicated fan, brother. Get some rest tonight for sure, man.
I thought I was tired.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
I'll keep mine short. So I started listening to Locked On Panthers probably about a month and a half ago. It was nice because every day they came out with content, but I gotta ice them up. Nobody listens to your show for your opinions on COVID and the vaccine. We all get into this shit to get away from our daily lives, and the fact that it is everywhere in the NFL right now is already annoying. We don't need you going on your show and taking hits at guys for not getting the vaccine for whatever reason there may be, because there are people out here who cannot get the vaccine because of issues that they have.
100%.
So, for you at Locked On Panther Nation, ice the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear it.
And see, like that's my thing. I never tell anybody what to do. The only thing I ask is that people respect decisions that other people have to make that are completely their own and don't involve 2 cents from any other parties, man. In life, you have to make the best decisions for yourself and your family. And hey, whatever that is, no shame. If you no vaccinations or 10 vaccinations, that's your choice to make for you and your family. Man.
It's nobody's business.
Yeah, man.
Well said.
These are platforms for people to get away, man. We're here talking about football. We try and keep it about football. Inevitably, this stuff bleeds into the conversation any damn way.
But it's not the main thing in the conversation, and that's the nice part.
Yes, 100%. Hey, bro, you all brought the heat tonight, dude. Every single one of you, man. I thank you all for showing up, man. Kevin, Justin, Josh, Panther Rule, Nick, Blake. Dude, you guys are the homies, bro. Nothing but love to Panther Nation, man. Do you guys have anything that you would like to shout out or tell the people before we get off here on this 3+ hour edition of the Friday Free For All?
I've got a quick thing.
Yeah. Go ahead, Justin.
No, you go, Blake.
So, Cody, I want to run it by you too. I've got some ideas to maybe expand the fan base for C3 a little bit more. I want to run by you at some point in the next day or so. I'm working on something. I think that's something I think y'all will really, really like. It's got to be pretty dope.
My DMs on Twitter and Facebook are always open. So
okay, I'll message you a little bit later.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
It's gonna be real, dude. I did a preview of it today. I was laughing my butt off. It's gonna be great,
dude. I'm loving it, and I saw a lot of the T-shirt ideas that you had too, bro. Yeah, dude, they're fucking fire. We're gonna get something going, man. We've definitely got a lot of opportunities to.
If you have T-shirt ideas, send them to me because I've got the software where I can design them. So send it to me. Send me some ideas. Shoot them my way.
We will definitely do that, man. Without question.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, man. Justin, what you want to tell the people, bro?
Hey, I just wanted to show you some love, brother. A few months back, had contemplated starting up my own little channel, but I've been hesitant to pull the trigger on it. So being able to be a part of this, everything that you and C3 do, I'm extremely appreciative of it. Love coming on here, shooting the shit with you guys, talking Panther football. So, like I said, I just want to show you some love, man. C3 family, all you guys. Yeah.
Yo, I definitely appreciate that. And you know what? To be very honest with you, Justin, that was part of the reason for doing the Friday free for all. Like, I didn't think that I would be somebody that would get on camera and talk to people every week and give opinions and shit. Like, I didn't think that was going to be me. But then I started doing it, and I found out, yo, man, I kind of like this shit. And I think I could be good at it. And, hey, dude, I'll say listening to all of you guys, I've seen all of you guys get better on camera, too, and with your points and the way that you say stuff. Dude, you guys are fucking awesome. I love that you guys come and hang out with us, man. I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, you guys are good at what you do too, man. So I appreciate that love, trying to spread the wealth, spread it around to everybody. Definitely. We're going to keep on doing it too, man. You already know. It. Yeah, man. Josh, you have this brand new podcast, man. And people need to know about it. So why don't you tell them about it one more time?
Yo, so we're the Third Down Podcast. We're on every major platform. It's really just some beer buddies who actually have a clue about the game, breaking down and predicting, depending on which one you catch the episode at the beginning of the week on usually goes live either late Tuesday night or early Wednesday, and we chop up the whole week, every game, and then either Friday night or early Saturday. We do like a look ahead and we recap the Thursday night game. And like C3 was part of the reason I got the idea to do it. That on top of just, again, having a bunch of guys who watch a ton of football, understand the game at least on some schematic level, even if it's not like Peyton Manning breaking it down. But yeah, if you guys check it out, we'd greatly appreciate it if you could share it with other people, especially if you enjoy it. And if you think you've got like tips, pointers on other stuff you'd like to hear, or like an idea for like a third episode that we could do every week, we'd love to hear it. We're on Twitter at Third Down Gang, or you can find me on I'm on Twitter at LSC50. Yeah, by all means, check us out, like us, subscribe. And right now we're audio only, recorded. But eventually, the plan is to move to a live format with the recordings just being, a recording of that. So yeah.
Two things. You're on the right track, getting the audio up and going first, because then by the time you do bring the YouTube into it, you've already got audiences that are listeners, and then you can bring in the viewers and the watchers too, which is really cool and beneficial. Also, to everybody that's like doing their own content, and all the fans in here know this, the fans of C3, dude, the content that you get online from people like us, dedicated fans of this football team, is way better than
more
any
genuine
of the shit that you're hearing from ESPN or Fox or any of the podcasts that they bring out. Us Panther fans know way more about this football team than any of the other national media dickheads that you're going to hear from, man. So that's why whenever we ask people to hit the like, share, all that stuff, dude, it's helping grow content like this that's catered toward the stuff that you want to see and hear, man. So definitely keep on supporting all these awesome fan-created podcasts, man. Rising tide lifts all boats, as I say, man. But, yeah, dude, Kevin Boshoven, brother.
You.
Where can they find you, man?
You can find me on Twitter at KBosh89 right there. I'm usually fucking with Cody. I like his new Twitter profile pic.
Dude, I made a stupid bet with I had to change my profile pic for a little while. But
check it out.
Okay, I did have to go back a little bit though, because I was advertising the podcast, so I had to put my picture up. I'll put it back. I promise I'm gonna end up to my end of the bargain. By the way, just like South Carolina fans to get another team to do what they couldn't, bro. But I ain't gonna say nothing. That's a podcast for another time. That's a podcast for a whole nother time, whole nother space. Blake Bendis, man, I'm happy you could join us today, brother. Is there anything you would like?
Come on, let's go potty.
And would you like to tell anybody where they can find you, man?
Yeah, well, right now my Twitter is BlakeBet21. I'm under my picture, but there's a new tag. Hopefully soon you'll be able to catch me and maybe some new C3 content, hopefully. That's what I want to talk to you about. And then little teaser for the almost 50 people still watching. So there's some cool stuff that I think that you boys are really going to like. So.
Yes, sir. Hey, C3, we got a bunch of stuff cooking, man.
Maybe some more.
Yeah, make sure that you tuned into the channel, tuned into the Twitter. Nick Montiero, my partner in crime from Friday Free For All, joined us on the post game show too. Happy to have your presence every week, brother. Tell them where they can find you and what you've got going on, big dog.
Well, man, you can find me on Instagram at Monty's Motorsports. It says it right there. Okay, and so I'm always on there, always talking about cars, Jeeps, whatever you want to talk about, I'm always there. Last weekend, took my lifted Jeep that I built for rock crawling to a racetrack and drove it around the racetrack for a couple of charity laps.
Nick, you gotta look
off
up
the rev limiter like a Honda, you know.
Nick, you gotta look up Ruba trucks from Boone, North Carolina.
Oh yeah, I've watched a couple of their videos. They're good guys, dude. And tomorrow I'm actually making the trek north. I'm taking my Jeep up Mount Washington. So those pictures will be up on Instagram and Facebook. You can get at me on there. And real quick, Josh, I got to give you a little bit of love, okay? If it wasn't for you, man, wouldn't be a Panthers fan. Those trips down to Charlotte, man, some of the best trips I've been on. Dude, hats off to you, man. And your podcast, top tier, dude. Top tier. I love it.
Just doing what I can with what I got.
Hey, man. Everything to grow Panther Nation, right?
Come on them trips, and what little over a month we'll be down there again, and we'll have to link up with some of y'all down there.
Cody, I'm grabbing you. I'm bringing my truck down there. We'll throw you in the back if we need to.
Oh, dude, if you two assholes come down here and don't see me, you're never coming on this fucking show again. I promise.
Hey, we've tried to see you the last 2 times that we've been down
right,
there.
Dude, you're 100% right. I had some dumb shit come up at the last minute that will not happen again, dude. Come hell or high water, we're definitely gonna link up. Yeah, man, dude. Listen, I appreciate you all joining us, man. Listen, that concludes basically a week of C3 content, man. We had our Tuesday night show. We had our Wednesday night beat report with Josh Klein, which we're going to continue to do every Wednesday. Last night, we did a post-game show. And today, we wrapped it up with the Friday free-for-all, man. Dude, it's been a great week for C3. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We'll be back next Tuesday at 9 p.m. with Bells on, here to talk about this matchup with the Dallas Cowboys. Until then, Panther family, keep pounding. Until next time.
Keep pounding.
Pounding.
Keep pounding.